This is old you. And this is now you. Things change. Talk to an Indiana Farm Bureau insurance agent, and now you can stop knocking on wood.
HSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day. Welcome, I'm Brad Silbert. This is HCTV Sports Game Day. You'll see 4 exciting games on one screen. The live graphic will show which game you are watching. It's an IHSAA version of the Red Zone. You can watch on all IHSAA TV apps, your smartphone, Amazon Fire, Roku TV, and Apple TV. Game Day is brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Banners and Noblesville Trophies. Welcome to HCTV Sports Game Day.
When top 5 matchups become a regular part of your programming schedule, well, you must be doing something right. And guess what? At IHSAATV.org, we think we are doing something right. Tonight, a Friday night, where again it's another top 5 matchup. This time, Class 5A football, where the 4-1, number 4 ranked Whiteland Warriors are on the road to take on the undefeated and the second-ranked team in 5A football, Martinsville Artesians. Hi, everyone, and a pleasant good evening to you, and it is another pleasant night in central Indiana. I'm Rob Blackman, and happy to be joined again, as always, by Big Jan Bozier here on the IHSAA Champions Network. Well, ho-hum, Big Jan, just another top 5 matchup here tonight on IHSAA TV.
How about 5A this year? Wow, we're just seeing one big matchup right after another, and boy, it gets really good tonight. You talked about Martinsville. They're going to throw it around. You love that. On the other side, run, run, run. So we'll see who wins.
That is the thing about Whiteland. They are a run-first football team, and when I say first, I mean run first, run second, run third, run fourth. On the season, they are averaging 16 passing yards a game. They love to run the football, and obviously it works for them. They're 4-1 on the season, ranked 4th in the state.
I wouldn't pass either if I was good at running the football as they had. But to that point, Martinsville wants to get them in passing downs to play into the hand of, can you really do it? We'll see what happens.
Well, there is one storyline that goes into this Week 6 matchup for Whiteland, and that is they're without their senior starting quarterback. His name is Ian Pelfrey. He was injured in Week 3, a game at Decatur Central. Ironically enough, the only game Whiteland has lost all season. They lost 28-14 at Decatur Central. In that game, they lost their senior QB, Ian Pelfrey, to a knee injury. He is lost for the season. Now, when you say, well, yeah, but you guys were just talking about how they don't pass the football. Is it really that big of a deal to lose your quarterback? It is. He's a senior, and when it comes to running this run-first offense, I mean, he's the guy. So they've turned it over to Austin Kirkman. Now, Kirkman's also a senior. That helps. But he's not the starter in Pelfrey, so they're still kind of learning their way as they go along here in this Week 6 matchup.
And you can make the argument that leading a team and all the different formations that we'll see Whiteland run and running the football are just as difficult as passing the football might be. So in every way, shape, or form, to lose your senior quarterback is very, very difficult. Coaches say you can't use that as an excuse, next man up, and that's exactly what they've done.
Now, to be fair, both quarterbacks have basically played 2.5 games at QB. So, for Whiteland, it's the backup QB, but it's a guy who has some experience, obviously. And now, when we talk about passing the football, Kirkman, the QB, QB1 has of now for the Warriors for the season is 2 of 4 passing. He's only attempted 4 total passes. For Martinsville, my goodness, they're in their second season under Carter Whitson. Last year, Martinsville, with their new head coach, Coach Whitson, started the season 0-4. They then finished 6-5, so they won 6 of their final 7 games. They've started this year 5-0. So they've won 11 of their last 12 dating back to last year. I think the second-year head coach has figured out what he's doing.
You know, one of the things I like is I walked into the stadium tonight. I really enjoy talking to the fans and things. And this fan base, the parents, everybody, has absolutely fell in love with this coach. They have bought into everything he's wanted, he's provided, but they absolutely have it.
6'5", 190. He's a junior. So guess what? Asbell and Eckel going to be back next year.
And we've seen some good quarterback-receiver combinations so far this year. But this is, as you said, this is definitely one to look out for, not only tonight, but in the game to come, in years to come.
Right. You know, and, you know, you just got to sit back and you know, as many quarterback.
Expect him to be an immediate threat tonight where for any of the Tigers running up the middle.
You know, we talk about size on Avon. Avon has some pretty big guys. We're looking at 6'1", 6'3", around that area, and they're just standing on the line, not letting anyone through.
Yep, not letting anybody through. Also for the Tigers tonight, we have some injuries on the offensive side. Number 6 wide receiver Thomas Adams is out with a torn meniscus. Filling in for him will be junior Nick Leith, so we can see how we're going to be able to see how Nick Leith will be able to step up to the plate tonight and fill in those shoes that Thomas left. All thoughts and prayers going to Thomas. Hope he gets better soon.
You know, we haven't seen much of Nick Leith this season, and tonight should be a really good test to see how he can really hold his own in a varsity game.
100%. Also coming back to action tonight is senior running back H.L. Lewis. Last week against Brownsburg, didn't really play that much. Also didn't play that much in the Mud Sox series against HSC, so we're all hoping now that HL is now healthy, stronger, and hopefully be able to get the ground and pound game running for the Tigers tonight.
And we could compare Sampson James, HLUs. They just both have that.
Perry Meridian at Mooresville and Plainfield. That is how they will wrap up the end of the season. All conference games. Big Jan just mentioned how clustered it is, how cluttered it is with everyone at 2-1 right now. Everyone in second place trying to chase Martinsville. Again, big if, Martinsville can get that by Whiteland today, they are staring a conference championship right in the face, knowing that their destiny is in their own hands. We will step aside for just a moment because right now it's time for our national anthem here at Martinsville High School. So let's listen in.
Martinsville Marching Artesian Band now presenting our national anthem.
Well done by the Martinsville Marching Band. Here we are at the home of the Artesians, also the home of John Wooden, perhaps.
We will see. Nope, looking at a little pass right over the middle, looking for somebody. That's going to be incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for the Orioles.
I'm a little surprised that they went for a passing play there, especially with James. But I guess if you're trying to deceive the other team, that's kind of like a surprise play because they're expecting for Avon to run the ball.
No, I know the Tigers defense this week has been doing their homework. They're watching a lot of film, so expect the corners to be able to make that transition if Sampson James is given the ball. Second down and 10 now for the Orioles. Handoff to the right to Sampson James. He's running, tumbling, eventually being brought down by number 93, and I believe that is Alex Lemick, bringing him down for a short 2 to 3 yard gain.
And we saw just that he was trying to get that stiff arm there and was brought down because the Tigers were
The world is absolutely true. They've absolutely rolled out the red carpet. I got to meet with a lot of them, and they promised me there would not be a seat available on this home side. They have absolutely bought into this football program. And by the way, home of the cowbell. So what you hear ringing is not Santa Claus outside. It is literally thousands of cowbells.
Keep in mind, the crowd is here for a football team that just 2 years ago went 1-9. How impressive is that? They're back in full force now because Martinsville's 5-0. They're ranked 2-0 in the state in the AP poll in Class 5A football. And we're getting ready to kick this thing away. Caleb Urban is considered one of the best kickers in the state of Indiana. He's about to do the kicking. 16 touchbacks already on the season for the right-footed Caleb Urban. And he puts the right foot into this one. And wouldn't you know it, I jinxed him. This is not a touchback. This ball is actually fielded at the 2-yard line and then brought out to near the 20. They're going to put him right at the 21-yard line on the return for the Whiteland Warriors. That is number 41, Melvin Taylor. He's a sophomore, a running back at 5'6", 155 pounds. He takes the opening kickoff out to just past the 21-yard line, and we're about to have our first chance here to see the Whiteland Warriors on offense. And again, if you like rushing the football, friends, you're about to really like what you're going to see. 357 rush yards per game for the Warriors. 16 passing yards per game for a run-heavy Whiteland offense. Kirkman again is the senior and the quarterback. He was not the starting QB to start the year. Sweep toss right. This is Jake Perry looking for some running room. Perry has a team best 742 rushing yards on the season. And he has a good strong run out near the 30-yard line on the first play from scrimmage.
Well, when Martinsville started talking about this season, you start talking defense immediately. They had over 10 starters back on this defensive side. They'll run the 4-4. They're pretty good, only giving up 14 points a game, Rob.
Now we'll talk about, as the game moves along, the strategy defensively against a team that you know is going to run at 98% of the time. And speaking of a running play, guess what? This is a big one. Oh, tripped up at the 41-yard line. That was a great run coming around left end by Bryler Metz, a 6-foot junior with 247 rushing yards on the season. And Metz picks up a first down.
Well, this is Whiteland's bread and butter. They love to get the corners. You'll see 3 different seal blocks right there, and he was just a shoestring tackle away from taking it an extra 10 yards.
And wouldn't you know it, as I was speaking, I did not see the penalty flag. There was a flag thrown, and it is holding against Whiteland. Now let's see. Now this is a spot foul, by the way. The penalty came out at around the 35-yard line. So by the time they walk off the 10 yards, the penalty will take back to the 25-yard line. So when it's all said and done, they end up losing about 3 yards net, and it will now be second down. Second down here for Whiteland after that last long run by Mertz is wiped off the board. Metz, I should say, Bryler Metz. Little crisscross action here, and they do have some running room. This again is Perry. He's out near the 40-yard line and gets thrown violently to the ground, as Martinsville's tackler was number 44, Will Nix, the DB.
This Whiteland offense, Rob, a lot of misdirection. You're going to see people move everywhere. They're trying to get these linebackers for Martinsville to bite on a lot of these fakes, and so far a lot of progress in this offense for the Whiteland Warriors, averaging over 356 yards per game rushing the football.
Man, that's impressive. 356 plus on the ground. That's the per game average. Metz is the motion man here, and they're going to give it to him, and he's looking for running room over the right side. Oh, he got blasted. That was a nice job defensing up and creating some contact there by the Martinsville defense. It will still be a gain of 3 yards, make it 2nd and 7.
There's a man in motion. Now watch all the different backs trying to get people to bite on him. That time a better job of reading. In this type of offense with Whiteland, defensively, Rob, you as linebackers got to be careful about just quick reaction. You got to read a little bit or you might take the wrong fake.
This time they give it to the deep back, and that is Perry, and he has running room. He's into the secondary and finally grabbed from behind and thrown to the ground by Jacob Burkett, and that's a first down run, and that one was right up the gut.
Well, I guess we can see why Whiteland doesn't pass the football here early. Man, they are just in a great job up front. And boy, they just right now have got huge holes for these running backs.
Boy, you are right. The job they are doing up front. I've been extremely impressed with their left guard, number 74, Marcus Havens. He's had a couple on this drive. Oh, and there's a big play in a backfield. Now that's how you do it on offense. That is Chase Havlin, an all-conference player from a year ago. The senior has a tackle for loss here.
Take a look at number 89, the senior, 6'3", 220 pounds. Just does an excellent job of not only reading, getting ready, shed of that block, and then making a big tackle. That's a big play for this Artesian defense.
Who has the most rushing yards on the season?
Yeah, he's got 148 yards on the year. So, and he just added to his total there by that big run.
If I can use my math skills. Once again, he is 156 now after the gain of 8. Half a rough opening kickoff. A good first down play. 2nd and short. Johnson in motion. The pitches to him, the jet sweep. Bill, he was about to comment on that. You've been seeing that one all week.
Yeah, as I watched the film on Heritage Christian, that's one of the things that they kind of like to run when they're not passing the ball. So, they can use Johnson. They can use Thomas Johnson.
It's like they want to throw their first passing play of the game, and it is complete. They found Metz coming out of the backfield down to about the 26-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down.
Well, sometimes it's not how much you pass, but when you do pass, are you accurate and on spot? And just plenty of to go. And you talk about do they pass? The quarterback kind of had to come back against the grain a little bit there to get that pass. Nice reception.
And how about Kirkman? It's his third completion of the year. He's now 3 for 5.
I don't think he worries about it. I think he's confident, and when he's called upon to pass, he showed us right there. He has no problem at all.
Here we go, 1st and 10 after the passing play gives Whiteland a new set of downs. And now they got someone jumping in the neutral zone. A Martinsville defensive end, it looked like, jumped early. So that will make it 1st and 5.
That's not a good penalty defensively at all. You never want to get a team easy access into your red zone. They're still a yard away, but boy, Whiteland has just taken this opening kick, and they've just moved the football with efficiency, Rob.
It's the IHSAA Champions Network tonight in Martinsville. Martinsville ranked 2nd in the state. Whiteland ranked 4th. And the Whiteland Warriors right now are driving. It is 1st and 5. Perry is the deep back. He has a crease. He's grabbed from behind, caught from behind by Havlin, but not until he had reached the 15-yard line, which will be enough for a first down. They are in the red zone, are the Warriors, and it's now.
Look how quick he hits the hole here. Didn't have a lot of seam there, but he hits the hole so quickly he doesn't need a lot of space there. He's not real big, but man is he quick. 5'7", 169, and he got there in a hurry.
Last year, Perry had 728 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. This year, he's already over 70 rushing yards, and this season he already has 8 rushing touchdowns. Met's the motion man. This time they do not give it to Perry. He instead is the lead back, and they will give it to number 36, Brock Christensen, a senior. And Christensen pushed down to near the 10-yard line.
I always felt like you really see how good a defense is when they've given up a lot of yardage, especially on opening drive. And then how do they react in the red zone? Can they tighten up and get a stop and at a minimum maybe allow a field goal? So this defense for Martinsville is being tested right now. Let's see how they react.
2nd and 6. They're going around the right end. Oh, that's going to be close to a first down. This may be first and goal. The ball carrier there was Melvin Taylor. 329 rushing yards on the year for him. The question is, do they make it to the first down marker? I think he's just shy here.
When you talk about this offense, you have to talk about the faking that Kirkman's doing right now. It's going to test our cameraman tonight. Let's see if he can stay with that ball, because that guy's like a magician back there. Just his fakes are phenomenal.
It was short by a yard, so this is 3rd and 1 from the 6-yard line. Quarterback sneak, and that'll be enough to make it 1st and goal. That time Kirkman just went in that humongous offensive line. My goodness, they are big up front. Starts with number 58, Brett Kinslow at 278 pounds. Havens, I've already talked about him, number 74 at 276 pounds. When you have a big offensive line like that, you look at 66 Myers, he's 288. He's only a sophomore. Man, when they're that big up front, it makes sense to me why the Warriors run the football all the time.
And you ask the big guys up there, which would they'd rather do, run or pass block? You want to take a guess what they'd say? Run block. Pass block's a different animal.
1st and goal, sweep toss for Perry, lowers the shoulder, won't get there. He got to the 1-yard line, but could not get any further. That's because Havlin pounced on him at the last second. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Boy, what a start this could be if Whiteland can get in the end zone. Here's just a little pitch back isolation play. And what that second
back, Noah, that is something the Tigers defense will gladly take. Try and, hold this team down as much as possible.
Just Avon with an unfortunate penalty there. But, it is against the rules. So the Tigers are going to capitalize on this one. Let's see what they can do here.
Absolutely, bringing down 2nd and 18. Oh, that is a very far first down to get, but I would not put it past the Orioles to be able to snag this. Oh, looks like a QB draw play. In the tackle, he is gobbled up after getting 3 to 4 yards. Looks like junior Jeffrey Brown in on the tackle right there.
And with such a powerhouse running back, I did not expect the quarterback to run the ball there with a quarterback keeper. Interesting play choice.
That was a very interesting play choice. We've seen a lot of those tonight so far from the Orioles. That's going to bring up 3rd and 13, though. Avon trying to create something here. That penalty, that holding penalty, pushed him back very far. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a pass here, Noah, but honestly, I don't know what Avon's going to do. As the quarterback drops back in the pocket, looking over the middle, pass caught by number 13, Wallace Stovall. I believe that was enough to pick up the first down, but I'm not entirely sure.
For Covenant Christian, I'll get that right. Austin Frazier, the quarterback. When they do throw it, they throw it long. Jonah Bronger, the tailback, is their leading man. 642 yards on the season. He's also the leading receiver with 5 catches for 111 yards. Trey Flatt, who you don't see on there, he's their other leading receiver. Caleb Props, the tight end, normally a blocker. And a stout offensive line. Most of these players will play both ways.
The player down for Covenant right now is number 54. That's Andrew Coleman.
He's the leading defensive player. This is Heritage Christian's defense. Something to note, they've got the 3 defensive linemen. They've got the 3 secondary men, and then they have 5 linebackers, one of which, Ethan Bishop, we list as a linebacker, but he's more of what we call a rover. He bounces between the safety and the linebacking spot. But Jake Doran is the only listed outside linebacker. Thomas Johnson, Peyton Brown, Ethan Lowry are all inside linebackers listed, and Ethan Lowry is a tackling machine. Bill, 61 on the year, 6 for a loss. All 3 sacks by the team go to number 52.
Ethan Lowry, he is a force to be reckoned with. And when I watched film on him this week, he likes to shoot the gaps. He moves down the line. Watching the play develop in a lot of tackles. He tackled a guy when I was watching the film in one game, he got into the quarterback, grabbed him by the jersey, and just took him down.
He did his curls for that week. He's in the gym. He's ready.
So Andrew Coleman is on the sideline now of Covenant Christian.
And now play is stopped. I think they're trying to get the ball set in the proper spot, are they not? Osborne, 477 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns in the season coming in, after running for 410 yards last year as a junior. So Grill looks to the sideline for the play. Carter Whitson, again in his second year as the head coach at Evansville. Darren Fisher, the veteran, the head coach at Whiteland. Delay. Again, they hand it to Osborne. He has running room. He's into Whiteland territory. And he's still trucking along all the way to the 35-yard line before finally Jacob Brown could get him on the turf. What a run. Isaac Osborne.
Average per yard is 6.5 yards per carry, and you can see why right here.
Unfortunately, it may be, sorry, Jen, it might be all for naught here.
Yep, there it is, holding.
Scott Richardson, yep, is our referee, wearing the white cap tonight, and Scott Richardson tells us that is a penalty against the home team. Well, that's a big penalty,
yes,
too.
It is.
What a run by Osborne. It had put them into Whiteland territory. Instead, that ball gets walked all the way back to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big penalty because he had made, 10, 12 yards on the play. And now it comes all the way back to the 38, 39.
Well, now you're looking at 1st and 20. So a costly penalty there for the Artesians.
4 receivers line up for the Artesians, 3 to the right, 1 to the left.
They do want to pass, and they're looking right over the middle. Catch is made, and then a good tackle in open space. A couple of times already we mentioned DeBon. That was Michael Hoppel, by the way, making that catch, the senior. His 10th catch of the season.
Look at this textbook tackle. You can hit a guy this hard, keep the helmet out of it, and that's a clean play and a hard hit. Excellent job.
Makes it a little more reasonable now. 2nd down and 12.
Blitz.
Griffey wants to pass again, and he is flushed out of the pocket from that blitz. He's going deep down the field. He has a receiver behind him, and it's caught by Hoppel. What a catch, Michael Happel. And look at Martinsville sprint to the ball. They're at first and goal.
They're in a hurry. The receiver, Rob, never takes his eyes off of it. He's seen the quarterback was in trouble, stayed with it the whole time.
Got behind the defender, Jacob Brown, and immediately up to the line of scrimmage. Touchdown, Artesians. Cashing it in is Isaac Osborne. Seventh rushing touchdown of the year for Osborne. Well, that didn't take long. A nice answer by the home team. The big play on that was a catch by Hoppel. Extra point on the way. It is up. It is good by Urban. And we've got a 7-7 ball game.
Everything we thought this one would be. Whiteland running, Martinsville passing.
On the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA.
For the game, we can definitely compare him to Sansom Janes. He's just got that speed.
Speaking of HL, trying to take the ball and break off a little bit, picking up maybe 1, maybe 2 yards right there. Avon Orioles defense really sacking them up.
And both teams have been having trouble igniting that running game tonight.
They have. That brings on 2nd and 9, ball on our own 21-yard line. Excuse me, Avon's 21-yard line. We're definitely going to see what the Tigers offense can do now. Marcus Rue sitting back in the pocket. Expect a pass here, I believe. Could be wrong. I was wrong. Handing it off, to H.L. Lewis, not getting much there again. This Avon, we talked about it before the game, this Avon defensive line, they are vicious. They are definitely going to try and get into the backfield as much as possible. And they absolutely swallowed up H.L. right there. So that will bring down 3rd down and 10 with the ball on the 20. We have about 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in the first quarter here, Noah. Let's see if the Tigers get something going. Marcus in the back of the pocket, snapping it, dropping back. Wide, deep, looking for Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson almost had the completion right there. Just got it swatted out of his hands completely. You hate to see that. That would have been the first down the Tigers needed to get some momentum going to potentially score before the quarter's over. That will now bring up, I believe, 4th down in the punting unit. Oh, there's a flag on the play. That flag was against Fisher. So, yes, that will bring up the punting unit, and the Avon Orioles will receive the ball. Back on the return for Avon. Looks like Jalen Peterson on the return, on the punt return. We're going to see what he can do here, see if he can do something for the Orioles.
Back to him, and he gets to the 41-yard line. Nothing fancy about it, is it?
No.
They just run it at you.
Well, let me tell you, it's not fancy, but it's complicated, especially if you're a linebacker. You have flat out got to be on your toes because there's so much movement in this backfield. You got one runner going left, one going right, then they crisscross, and then he gives it to the 3rd guy. And by the time you get your eyes all back on focus, he's got 4 yards. So it's complex, but the key is, as a linebacker, you got to read the football.
There they go again. Boy, Perry has been the workhorse. He was the leading ground gainer coming in.
Look at this.
And he is doing work tonight. He's to the 49-yard line of Martinsville. He's into Martinsville territory.
Now, this can't happen for Martinsville. He's touched, he's hit, he's still hit, and now 1, 2, 3, 4 extra yards after he was initially tackled. Or touched, I should say. If you're tackled, you can't run, but he was initially touched, I should say.
1st and 10, and again, into Martinsville territory here at the 49-yard line.
Man, they flat out get it done, don't they, offensively? It's impressive.
Perry again trying to outrun the best defender, Havlin, for the Artesians. He is able to outrun him. and then get himself all the way to the 40-yard line. Not enough for a first down. He's going to be 1 yard shy.
And Perry is flat out the key to this run. Most offenses who run that play don't have quite the speed he has. So your ability to get to that runner is a lot better. Here, they just can't they get to him, but he's got that breakaway extra speed, and they just can't get to him quick enough, not before he gets big yardage.
He's not a big guy, 5'7", 169 pounds, but he is quick. And this time they went around the end. They gave it to Melvin Taylor, who was motioning left to right. They gave it to him on the sweep around right end. It is enough for a first down. That'll move the sticks.
Man in motion again, 2 running backs, and he hands it once again. Martinsville's not going to be happy. They're getting hands on runners, Rob, but they're not wrapping. Now, a lot of that goes to the credit of Whiteland, but Martinsville's got to figure out a way to get some stops here. Right now has not been stopped offensively.
This could be the final play of the first quarter. Perry carrying. Again, he's a blow offensively. He makes the defense pay when they step up and try to tackle him. The clock did stop.
Yes, it did. This happened.
Oh, I think they stopped the play. Well, I don't know. I don't want to speak for this, Jan. There was a penalty. I see there was a penalty now. It was holding.
Yep, this is coming back. That's why the clock stopped.
I did not see that flag initially. My apologies. It is holding against Whiteland.
And when Whiteland has stopped offensively, a lot of it has been their own accord as the penalties have brought them back. Now it's running down to 20 seconds left in the period.
Now, Whiteland does not have to run a play if they don't want. There's a 1 second difference between play clock and game clock. The game clock could run out if they wanted it to. It's up to them, and I think they are. I can see the coaches motioning. Yeah, you know they're motioning. They said, let's run a play. Quarterback keep going nowhere. Austin Kirkman. That time the defense was ready. Ball popped out, but he was ruled down. Oh, now you can see. You can see the coaches telling Kirkman, we were trying to tell you, no play, no play. Wait till the quarter was over.
He was explaining that in detail.
Into the
Be third and manageable for the Eagles.
3rd and 6 is what they're calling it.
But I don't believe we're going to get a play out.
We're not going to get this one off.
All right, that ends this first quarter, and this will let us do the first thing. Is we'll stay
with Colin Stats at wide receiver. Let's see what the Tigers can do here. And get off to Lewis. Lewis making a couple moves, picking up about 4 yards, I want to say right there. Eating a tackle and trying to get as much as he can. That will now bring up 3rd down as the clock is still winding down here in the first quarter.
And Avon's been doing a great job of breaking through that offensive line. And I don't know which Avon player it was, but one of them broke through and completely went past the line there. And that just goes to show that the Tigers really need to step on that offensive drive, keep their line in check, and make sure that nobody's getting through.
100%. 3rd down and 8 now. Marcus in the backfield trying to potentially maybe get a pass off. Yes, he drops back in the pocket, looking over the middle for senior Colin Stats. Ball was not able
to, see who can put what together tonight. We're going to pause here as the Noblesville Marching Band will
play the second quarter, and he runs out of 1 tackle. He's to the 40. They first down. That was a long 1st and 20 as we open the second quarter of play, but he does get himself all the way up to the 5-yard line. Boy, they are so dangerous.
Yes, they are. Here's that corner again, and they continue to find the corner. You know, Rob, I've been doing this a while, and people always ask me, why do I always get about football? I love high school football. And my friends at home, Ellie and is it Brandon? Shanahan, or they're Bryden, I get it. They're excited too. Hey, that's my fan base right there. They're excited with me, and they should be.
You have found your 2 fans.
Hey, that's all I need. As long as those 2 are fans, I need no more.
Here's a dive right up the middle. That is Perry, and he should, I say that slowly just to be sure, but that should be a first down. They're going to take a long.
That's right.
They'll mark the ball on the 30, on the 41. of Covenant Christian. I mean, again, great field position starting out for the Eagles after the punt that wasn't. So 12 minutes still on the second quarter scoreboard. We'll give you an update from the Titus Bakery out-of-town scoreboard and momentarily keep you up to date on what's going on around the state. Lots of big games. In motion's Craig. But Asbell will throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Nate Thompson wasn't ready for it. So third down, or make that fourth down, and we'll see if the Eagles can get a punt off. Both teams have strong kicking games. Asher King is number 6 for Heritage Christian. He handles the duties, both kicking and punting.
That time they tried to give it to Metz, and he got back to the original line of scrimmage. May have actually lost a yard, actually. So one of the few times tonight that Martinsville was able to make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, it's actually a 2-yard loss. You see Metz here, the motion man, he gets the football. Oh, he tripped over his own man. Now I see what happened. He got his feet tangled up with Kinslow, and that's why he ultimately fell to the ground. I thought that looked like an awkward play. JC on the camera, of course, once again, gives me perfect eyesight.
The Martinsville guy.
Yeah, that's right. He's another Martinsville guy.
I couldn't find his statue either.
Hey, they're going to pass. Their second passing attempt of the game is incomplete.
Yeah. That one a little late, but not a bad idea, and that's the problem. That pass will get you so surprised because you rarely see it, and so you got to be prepared. Cannot fall asleep on it. Martinsville with pretty good coverage at it.
Sir Kirkman back to 50% passing this year, 3 of 6 in 2.5, almost 3 games.
New Pal, Martinsville, Decatur Central, Whiteland, Columbus East, Bedford, North Lawrence, and Cathedral, the top 7. How's that for Class 5A?
Man, wow. 3rd and goal from the 11. They give Taylor.
Oh, my word.
He's inside of the 5. He pylon.
Yes, sir.
Touchdown.
Yes, sir.
Whiteland. Melvin Taylor's 4th rushing touchdown of the year, and it comes on a 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line.
I'm telling you, these runners from Whiteland, they smell the end zone. Look at it. Here he goes. He sees that thing, won't go down there. Now it's just a flat-out sprint to the cone, and he wins it.
11-yard run for Taylor. His 4th touchdown of the year. Just like that, Whiteland goes back on top 13-7. As Dalton Spangler, who has only missed 1 point after attempt all season, is on to attempt the extra point. Out of the hold of Max Brock, the kick is on the way, and it is good. 14-7, Whiteland leads. One thing is consistent, things change.
So, that hopefully that's not a factor. And we got to give, another thing is we got to give Jack Knight the opportunity. He's got a good leg, okay? And we got to give him the opportunity, get the ball down the field, and if we can't put it in the end zone, we got to kick. We got to kick a field goal.
At least try and put 3 points on the board out of that, big leg out of Jack Knight, and we're getting ready for the kick. Looks like it'll be number 4, Gabe Crutchfield, 5'11" junior, place kicker for Franklin Central, and here we go. From his 40, boots it, and Jaden Barrett will catch that ball at the 6-yard line, brings it up across the 15. He gets nailed by number 12. That is Dylan Bishop, number 12. Jared Miller, who tackles him shy of the 20-yard line. Looks like Noblesville will take over at the 19-yard line to start this drive. 1st down and 10. So they will go with number 14, Grant Gremmel, 6'3" senior quarterback. Luke Blevins back there in the backfield with him. He'll have 3 receivers. The rush is on. Blevins finds room up off left guard and gets himself up to about the 24-yard line.
Absolutely have to let that thing bounce. That's danger zone. That's a free ball. And boy, they being Whiteland, got right underneath it. They scored. Now they got the ball marching again.
Lawrence this season, 3 interceptions, one of those for a pick 6.
It's kind of like baseball. You try to hit it where they're not. That's exactly what the kick did. Hit it where they had no players, and it just took a bounce they couldn't get to.
What a play by Lawrence on the special teams. And they give it to Perry.
Whoa,
and he gets blown up. What a hit by Martinsville's number 44, Will Nix.
Somebody's a little upset, getting tired of this. Man, that's a nice hit by Nix. Take a look here, number 44.
He's the middle backer.
Yes, sir, at 180. And he's just a sophomore, and he said, I've had enough of this stuff.
And he actually came from the secondary. He's a free safety, did Nix. Well, maybe that'll slow down Whiteland attack. Still a gain of 1, 2nd and 9. They put Metz in the slot. Now he's the motion man. And they want to pass. Third pass of the game.
He got it
for a touchdown.
So much for not passing.
Wow.
He had a step on him, Rob. The quarterback hits him in stride, rolls out to the right, and just like that, Whiteland is on the board again. On the run, I should say. So he's got a step. The ball is perfectly thrown.
Max Brock, the 5'7" senior, on the receiving end of that throw from Austin Kirkman. It's Kirkman's first passing touchdown of the year. Well, who says the Warriors can't pass?
We're not going to say any more about their passing because it's been pretty accurate.
Kirkman's 2 of 3 on the game. Now, again, he'd only completed 2 passes the entire season before. And tonight he's 2 for 3, including a touchdown. Extra point on the way, up and good. Well, the special team set Whiteland up nicely, and they took advantage. Kirkman to Brock.
Up the middle, Blevins. And that looks like that's number 52, Deshaun Young.
That line, it did not block, man. They were just in our backfield quick.
He was lucky to get back up to the 33 for a 1-yard loss. So it's a 3rd down and 14. Check that, no, 3rd and 16. Gremmel's got Blevins right there in his left hip pocket in the pistol. Trips bunch to the left. Gremmel back to pass, finding room, and up the middle. He gets tripped and loses a couple yards.
It'll be 4th down. Jack Knight coming in to punt for the Millers. Man, the Millers started off so well. Those 3 running plays, then boom, a holding penalty, and then
penalties will kill you every time.
Boy, the crowd in that south end zone over there on the Miller side.
Even goes behind those bleachers. This punt returned by number 8, Johnny Mickle. He's tackled on the play. Looks like they're by number 9, Carson Sanders.
To begin off the final day of summer, Bill. Get ready for fall. Hard to believe this is the 6th game of the year.
Last day of summer. I know.
We only play 9.
Yeah, and then the tournament starts. So we'll see what we got come tournament time.
And we'll keep you posted on Indiana SRN. We're always in the game. Gabe Wilson, Nick Wilson, wide to the top. Frazier looks that way, looking for Gabe Wilson, and completes it. Where's the mark? 1st down, Warriors. Frazier, tremendous throwing percentage, 2 for 2 for 30. Both to Gabe Wilson.
Again, Gabe Wilson is
well, Whiteland, you'll see here with just 3 downs and linebackers in a real spread read position. And they're really looking at this option. And right now, Martinsville has struggled to try to find a lot of running room with this option.
Osborne, the tailback, beside the QB Griffey. Fake it to Osborne. Griffey will keep. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage and then picks up a couple more. Alex Reed, number 56, the senior.
Mentality that you were just speaking about earlier in the game, we saw Roman Moulton taking up that linebacking position, trying to get a tackle in.
Handed off yet again to Sampson. I believe he picked up 3 to 4 there. That will now bring down 3rd down and 9 for the Orioles offense. Tigers defense definitely holding their own right now, putting a stop to the run. You wonder if they can maintain that all night, Noah.
You know, the Tigers defense, we see them kind of start to slow down, be a little shaky around the end zone.
As we see now, Colin Shelton walking around without his pads on with a little bit of a limp. Hoping he's okay. Hopefully he'll be able to bounce back. Ball handed off, I believe, yet again to Samson James, but he is absolutely swallowed up by Emmanuel Davis right there. Davis, saying, no, not today. We've seen you run the ball all game. We're definitely ready for it now. Emmanuel put a quick stop to that. And now we'll bring up 4th down and 13 for the Orioles, as the Orioles punting unit, I believe, will head out onto the field.
And going back to Colin Shelton without his pads on, very scary to see. And, man, Fishers has been cursed with injuries this season. We got quarterback John Vore. We got running back Jonah Dunnick. Now Colin Shelton and many more.
Colin stats on the return here. That punt is absolutely boomed into the air.
So congratulations to him. He receives a $25 gift card from Aspen Creek Grill.
And you can too, if you answer our trivia question right. It's another doozy. This is Bronger. He's got a lot of running room if you can take advantage of it. Gets around the corner, but the Eagles are all over him, not letting the most dangerous player on Covenant, but they can't get him going, Bill.
Yeah, Bronger is made that cut. He should have made his cut earlier. That's the old coach talking there.
But he didn't, so 3rd and 10. Make that, 4th and 9, my bad. E on the announcer. Cam Holzapfel will be back to punt. Hopefully.
Maybe he'll punt.
Andrew Coleman checks out. Last time he genuflected when he picked up the ball. This time, no problem. And that's what a great punter looks like. Out of bounds at about the 12-yard line, and that's where Heritage Christian.
Blevins, and he's across the 45 up near the 49. The pile's pushing him into midfield. And looks like a 9-yard pickup and another Noblesville 1st down on the ground.
It's obvious the Millers are trying to establish that running game.
He's trying to establish that running game so you can open up your passing game, and that's something that Grant Grimmel's obviously wanted to work better on because he's 30 of 73 so far, only 41% through the air, 311 yards.
And we know that Grimmel can do it because he had a very good season last season at quarterback.
That is correct. So 1st and 10 at midfield for the Millers. Hand off again to Blevins. 5 yards.
Coming up on
ball if it bounced once. True story.
Yes, you could.
True story. So that if this was 1884, that would have been a completion in football.
Did you play that?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
I didn't either. So, I know people are going to say, well, did your other guy play? No.
No, he did not. Bill was not alive in 1864. Thomas Johnson in motion. They like the jet sweep. They're not going to go there. But Peyton Brown has some room. Instead of going north and south, he went east and west and was smoked down.
Peyton Brown on the carry.
Believe it's Ben Bradley, sophomore. Took his legs out from under him.
12, Jackson Brock. For the Warriors. 30 seconds.
So inside 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half. A quick moving, low scoring first half. Both defenses have showed up. They've taken away both strengths from either team. Jonah Bronger hasn't been able to get much running room, and Harrison Eccles been bottled up too. Here's Aiden Craig out in the flat, and man.
He got leveled there by Barry, number 51.
Kyle Barry was ready for him. And that brings up 4th down. So there's a quick 3 and out.
Defense Number 56, Alex Reed, making another big play defensively for Whiteland.
Coaching Whiteland all at the same time in the background. They turn around and get their fans, trying to get them up. They just made a stop. They, guys, we're going to get this football back.
Reed was not blocked. I would think he's a guy that you need to make sure is
Yes,
always
sir.
blocked. 43 tackles on the season coming in, 9 tackles for loss coming in. And a man who has wreaked havoc, the senior at 6 foot, 245 pounds. Griffey has all kinds of time.
Got nowhere to throw.
Well, he finds his receiver on the comeback, but he's short of the first down.
That's a great job, that receiver. Anytime you find your quarterbacks in trouble, start coming back to the football. And had he not made that decision, there would have been absolutely nowhere to throw. See, he's rolling to his right. Here comes the receiver back into the picture right there. That's a big play.
Now, Matt Thomas was 2 yards shy of the marker. That's the only problem. They're going to have to go
he's
for it
gonna be
on
short.
4th down, and they're not going to get it. Martinsville gave it to Osborne on.
Unfortunate mistake after unfortunate mistake here for the Tigers. You know, they really need to clean up these mistakes. They've been working on it all week at practice, and now let's see what they can do here.
Yes, let's see what the Tigers defense can do here. Avon quarterback dropping back in the pocket, looking in the end zone. Pass nearly caught right there by Wallace Stovall. Looks like it was broken up by some Tigers defenders. The hit jarred the ball loose, and Tigers defense wasn't having any of that. That will now bring up 2nd and 10, still on the 17-yard line with about 5:55 left in the clock in the second quarter.
And Avon has also been having some trouble with those passing plays. They haven't been able to connect that many of them. That's why they're looking at Samson James.
Samson James in the backfield right now. You wonder if he's going to end up getting the ball. Nope. Heston drops back in the pocket looking for his receiver right there. Dumping the ball off to Aaron Reynolds. Reynolds picking up maybe 2 to 3 yards. It is now going to bring up 3rd down for the Orioles. Getting a couple on that play.
You know, just as I was talking about not being able to connect those passes, seems like Avon really did it there.
Avon definitely was able to make something happen. We're going to look at 3rd and 2 while Avon is on their own 10-yard line. Third and 2 situation, Noah. You wonder what the Orioles are going to do here. Are they going to give it to James? Or are they going to keep it in the air as they have been? Not really sure, as Heston is still in the pocket. He is going to look back and throw it to his wide receiver. That pass will be incomplete. I believe right there he was targeting Jalen Peterson on the play. That's nothing. That's going to bring up 4th and 2 for the Orioles on their own 10. And I believe they're going to bring out the field goal unit here just to put up a quick 3, take their points, and leave with 5:05 left on the clock, Noah.
You know, but last time we saw the field goal unit come out, they completely shanked it, didn't make it. So let's see what they can do here.
Let's see if they can redeem themselves from the first scoring opportunity of the game. He is going to put it up, and that will be good. 3 points added to the Orioles score, making them go up a good 17-0 on our Tigers.
This time on the carry, it's Bryler Metz. He carried it a couple times in the first quarter. First time he carried it here in the second. He did pick up the first down run as he got himself to the 35-yard line, out to the 35.
A little power left, and the second man through. There's that corner again. Martinsville is really struggling to get that edge cut off.
We're nearing 2 minutes to play in the first half. Whiteland already leading by 2 touchdowns. Perry between the tackles into the secondary. Off and running.
Oh, my. I tell you, Tom, you just get that sense when they get through there, they smell that end zone. Unbelievable.
Right now they smell a 3-touchdown lead.
Yes, they do.
Jake Perry with his second rushing touchdown of the game makes it 27-7. Just running over would-be tacklers. Again, for a guy who only weighs 169 pounds.
Wow. What else can you say? They have just flat out brought their offense to another gear.
Spangler to attempt his 4th extra point of the game. and he's 4 for 4 in that category. And Whiteland is up 28-7 with less than 2 minutes to play in the first half. It's our game of the week on the IHSAA.
Both are 3-2. Harrison, the Raiders, who we saw last week, they're visiting Arsenal Tech in Indianapolis. Anderson Prep is visiting Traders Point Christian. Traders Point Christian, they're 5-0 so far this year. Heritage is at Park Tudor, and then a good story from Monrovia at Beech Grove. Both teams are 4-1. We saw Beech Grove twice this year. The best news out of Beech Grove, their athletic director, who's been in some has had a lot of medical issues recently. Matt English, he walked for the first time in over a month at the game, and he was honored before the game at Beech Grove. First time making it public.
So Noblesville set the kickoff from their own 40. This one a high boot, and not the normal Jack Knight boot. This one down to the 1 yard line. Fielded by McClendon, and there's going to be a flag coming from the referee in the backfield.
Illegal block against.
That's going to march it back even further.
Yeah. Jack was really close to that end zone, but just didn't quite have the like he said.
It's kind of surprising that his first 2 kickoffs have not. His kickoffs have not gotten to the end zone. But this will pin Franklin Central back much deeper than they were hoping to start this drive. They'll be at their own 8 yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, flashes from their own 8 yard line for the first quarter. Handoff up the middle. Malachi Parks, number 11 with the carry. Gets up to the 10 for a 2 yard pickup.
Ham and Jenkins on the tackle in there for the Mills.
Parks up there, get up with the run again. Late second. Over in Fishers, it's Hamilton Southeastern 17, Zionsville 0. So even after dropping one late to or at Westfield last week, Southeastern making a statement so far, especially with the team that put up 44 2 weeks ago against this very team. And of Franklin Central, they
accepted by DeBon. I was talking about this guy, Dakota DeBon. As that ball was thrown into traffic, it caromed high in the air, and DeBon was Johnny on the spot.
Oh my!
And then a flag after the fact, but I think it's roughing the passer.
Well, if it's roughing the passer, I think you're probably right. That's probably what it's going to be. Then all this interception means nothing because the penalty comes before the interception, so it's not post-possession, assuming that's what the penalty is.
Well, that was the initial call from Mr. Richardson, our referee tonight. Well, let's take a look again here. Boy, that ends up being a huge break.
Well, you can look at it 2 ways. There it is, roughing the passer.
That's it.
2 ways. Roughing the passer might have been the reason he didn't throw very well. So that may explain why that ball was a little underthrown. So I wouldn't call this a break. That's a mistake on really Whiteland's case because, man, they just handed Martinsville a chunk of yardage with a minute to go. And I think this back here, Rob, and this may be a very important minute 4 for the Artesians.
And DeBon does not end up getting credit for his first reception of the season. It's wiped off the boards. And here's a throw and catch out to the 40, and it looked like
That's a different
they went to their backup quarterback.
They sure did. I wonder if he was in. when he threw that ball.
And here he comes back.
Okay.
So Griffey was only out for one play. One play as they ran in number 8, Brian Johnson.
Yes.
It was Xavier Tonitis. I beg your pardon. It was Xavier Tonitis.
It was number 8, right.
The junior backup quarterback. Tonitis came in for one snap, completed a pass. He goes 1 for 1, and now timeout taken here by Martinsville. Well, let's go back to what you were just referencing. The 15-yard penalty on the roughing the passer. If Martinsville goes down here and scores, that ends up being a huge penalty.
Absolutely right, Rob. This could change the whole game. If you're Whiteland right now, and you've got these guys 3 scores down, you do not need to give them any hope of momentum to get back in this ball game. And I think you're exactly right. We'll see what happens here with 42-9. But I was watching the quarterback come off the field, and it looked like he was maybe hobbling just a little bit.
Well, let's keep an eye on him here. He's just gotten a few extra seconds because of the timeout. So he was out for a play and now has had a little extra time with the timeout to regather himself. Let's see how he does here. Empty backfield for Griffey on 2nd down and 4. He does want to pass. He's got Thomas, and that will be a first down. Just a little stop route. Matt Thomas, his 3rd catch of the night. But it was just beyond the sticks, and it's 1st and 10.
Yeah, this is really a one-step drop. Back throw a strike to your big receiver. Very tough to stop on the quarterback. Tough to stop on the receiver. That's a great play for the Artesians.
All-conference player last season was Thomas when he caught
that one real well.
Ethan Lowry has not, Bill, check this out. He has not had a game yet where he's recorded less than 11 tackles. He had 11 in the first 2 games. He had 13 in the last 3. And that hit was probably worth 5. So Cam Holzapfel on to kick. He's 2 for 2 field goal wise on the year.
Is this about a 37-yard field goal?
Yep, 37. His 3rd field goal attempt of the season. It's down, it's up, it's spiraling to the right, and it doesn't have enough leg. And we're going to halftime, and Bill, we'll keep it here for a couple minutes. Quick reaction so far. Low scoring, but it hasn't been an unexciting game.
No, it's been a real good game, and like we talked about, Covenant likes to run, Heritage likes to pass. We've seen, both teams mixing the runs and the passes, so.
First and 10 at the Franklin Central 25-yard line. Grimmel. This time, hands it off. I believe that's to Luke Blevins. It's like no gain there. Gets just down to the 25.
Nate Tallhelm is on the tackle there, number 31.
Grimmel back to pass. He loses the ball, and that's going to be recovered. Looks like that is number 90 for Franklin Central. Steven Edwards recovers that fumble. And so Franklin Central will have the ball. Here's the play. Edwards just in the right place at the right time as Grimmel.
He just kind of fell off the back of his.
Yep. Something you see on TV, and it happened to Grant Grimmel.
One thing, those kind of mistakes cannot happen. The Millers need to put points on the scoreboard.
Just slipped right out of Grimmel's hand, and now Franklin Central takes over at their own 33-yard line. As they'll try and get something going on offense. Oh, Bishop loses the ball now. He'll dive on it, lose a couple yards. back to the 31. It's like there's something on the football, some Vaseline or something. As Bishop lost that out for 2 yards. So 2 straight plays. Gremmel lost grip when he's going to pass the ball. And now Dylan Bishop loses it when he was going to fake the handoff to Malachi Parks and lost control of it. Had to dive on it back at the 31-yard line. Bishop back to pass. The rush is on. Out in the flat. He finds number 3. That is Caleb Dollinger. Cody Leach on the tackle for Noblesville. 7-yard pickup by Dollinger. Big third down for Franklin Central. 9-12 and ticking here on the clock. 3rd down and 5 at their own 38. It's a statement for both sides. Noblesville trying to get the ball back because of a slight miscue by Grant Gremmel, and Franklin Central is still trying to get something going on offense. Haven't really moved the ball. Bishop back in the pocket. He's got blocking. He'll run. Finds room across the 40. Gets the first down up near the 45. Tackled by Johnson Sparks. Picked up 7, needed 5. And that is the first down of the night for Franklin Central.
And we're in the second quarter.
It's been a trying and somewhat struggling first almost 5.5 games for Grant Lewis and his team, but pick up a 1 there on the carry by Malachi Parks. But he obviously knew that coming into, when they
back onto the field here. 3rd and 12, 36 seconds left. We're on the 18-yard line. Marcus under center. Looks like we're just going to kneel it here so we can bring this game into halftime, as both teams will clear the field. Noah, we're going to lead into halftime. It's going to be about 20-0 as the clock is winding down here. You wonder, Noah, if you're head coach Rick Wimmer and you're going into the locker room at halftime, down 20-0 against this good team, what are you going to try and fix in order to come back out in the second half and get some stuff done?
If I was Rick Wimmer in this situation, I would tell my team, communication is so vital to this game right now. And on defense, we've seen the linebackers not communicating, not really discussing what's going to happen if the ball goes past them. And we've definitely seen the Orioles capitalize on those mistakes. So I'm very curious.
Holding. It's Franklin Central.
brings it back to the 35-yard line. And now it's check that, 2nd down and 20 from the 30 or 25, 35. 7:28 and counting here, first half. Stick around with us at halftime. I believe we might have a short break and then all the halftime festivities. Stick around, folks. Perry Williams will be honored as part of the class of '69 50-year anniversary team here at Noblesville.
That's a long time.
We won't tell anybody how old you are.
That's right. That's right. Only as old as you think you are.
And how you feel. How you feel?
Great.
Excellent.
Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need them. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775 or check them out on their website, ecommunity.com. Church Hidden Anthems, attorney law. Since the establishment of Church Hidden Anthem in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, school districts have placed their trust in us to solve the most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history of helping our clients when they need it most. Give us a call at 317-773-2190.
Back to it out of the timeout called by Franklin Central as tough decisions to make to find out what they can actually get going on offense here. Bishop fakes the handoff. Now up the sideline. He'll go to Malachi Parks. And he's that versatile kind of tailback. As he catches the ball, he'll be out of bounds at their own 49. A 14-yard pickup, so it'll be a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, he just basically rolled out of the backfield there. Here he comes out of the backfield. Little toss out there in the flat. Go back across the 50, and now 3rd and 7.
You know, from a quarterback who's, you know, passing at, you know, 48% rate. Only 45 out of 93 on the season. Bishop kind of thread that ball right up the sideline, and he's 3 for 3 so far tonight.
One thing about it, the Millers didn't pick him up out of the flat.
That ball caught by number 89, Bryce Durham. So just the 2nd first down for Franklin Central. I believe he picked up 7 yards on the catch there. And Bishop continues. He's 4 out of 4.
I'm going to forget passing that. Yeah.
Fakes the handoff to Parks and tries to find McClendon. He spun the wrong way.
Yeah.
And we jinxed him kind of like the old
4 for 4.
The old pitcher's jinx or the free throw jinx. We did the quarterback jinx there as first incomplete pass for Dylan Bishop, and it's 2nd down and 10 at Noblesville's 44. Great crowd on hand tonight, and if you weren't able to make it out here tonight, you obviously joined us here on Hamilton County TV. Thank you for joining us. Bishop on a big 2nd down and 10, fires the ball away and over the outreach hands of 89 Bryce Durham. Bishop's caught a bug now. He's got 2 incomplete passes in a row. Now 3rd down and 10 at Noblesville's 44. .6:29 left until half. Play clock winding down. Gets the play off and incomplete. Intended for Caleb Dollinger. And just like that, now he's 4 out of 7 is Bishop. And they will have to punt and try and pin Noblesville deep.
I guess we shouldn't have said anything, right? The guy was 4 for 4.
Granted, he was only 4 for 4 for only 27 yards. But hey, when you're 4 for 4 passing, you're 100% passing. You don't care how many yards. Back deep to punt is number 56, Callan Shockey at his own 42. Boots it from the 45, and Groover hit and spun around about the 23-yard line, and that's where Noblesville will take over on this drive. How many of your teammates were able to make it?
There's 8 of us.
Nice.
And 2 cheerleaders.
There you go. Back to it on offense for Noblesville. Handoff this time again. Luke Blevins, he'll get himself just the pile, gets him across. They may mark him at the 27.
But keep in mind, it's a little bit different back in the day on cheerleaders because you only had 5.
It's not bad. 40% of the cheerleaders are here.
And some of them were juniors, okay? You always had some junior cheerleaders, seniors and juniors.
3 yards on the pickup by Luke Blevins. Noblesville trying to get a touchdown on the board on this drive here in the last half of the second quarter. because they will be kicking off to start the third quarter. Screen pass, and that's off the hands of Jaden Barrett and right into the hands of number 33. That is Aiden Ewers. Now watch this, and Barrett kind of off balance when he tried to catch that ball just beyond the 30 and tipped off his hands into the hands of a diving Aiden Ewers. So Franklin Central in prime position. And at the Noblesville 36, short field to start this drive. Parks carries the ball and just inside the 35 to about the 34 for a 2-yard pickup. Under 5 minutes left until halftime. Bishop, plenty of time back there in the pocket to pass, throwing long, going up the middle, and going to be deflected. Good play on the ball there by, I think that was Wyatt Blade, number 13, breaks up the pass. And after 4 completions in a row, 4 incompletions, here's a good play on the ball. Watch Wyatt Blade's 13.
He got up there.
Playing some center field just to bat that ball out of there. That brings up 3rd down and 8 at the 34 of the Millers for the Flashes. Bishop with Parks behind him, hands it off to Parks, and he'll get just inside, maybe down to the 33. Might have picked up a yard. And it's going to be a long 4th and a long 7. Is that Dalton Davis in there?
Yes.
So 4th down and 7, and it looks like the Flashes will go for it. Not going to bring junior Gabe Crutchfield out here for a kick. That would be a 50-yarder. Not sure of what his range is. Bishop, big sack. He's back at the 46-yard line. That is Dalton Davis. Number 56, Dalton Davis on the sack. A 13-yard loss. So Noblesville with 4:04 remaining till halftime. They have a good field here at their own 46-yard line. So 13 yards on that sack. Tackle for a loss, and the end around actually jet sweep. Spinning play by Jaden Barrett. He gets up and spins. And he's near a 1st down, gets down to the 45 of the Flashes, so he picks up 9. That's called pulling a little bag out, little trick out of the bag.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think Coach Justin Roden's got to do is, something, do some things you haven't shown yet. Well, they gave him a 1st down, picked up 10, and Blevins drops a yard. Halftime at Southeastern, it's the Royals 20, Zionsville 7. Zionsville got themselves on the scoreboard.
You got to realize that Zionsville offense can,
they can put it up in no time. They did a few weeks ago when we had their game against at Westfield. Blevins on the carry again. Gets down to the 41, picks up 4.
They told him had to tackle there. Timeout.
Miller's call a timeout. 2:56 left here in quarter number 2 before we get to halftime, and numerous festivities going on here at Noblesville, honoring the team. Isn't that crazy to think?
Yes, and the 25.
And the 25-year team from 1993.
Right.
And wow, that's crazy.
In the homecoming quarter at halftime here, so it'll be a long halftime.
Yep, be a long halftime. So settle in, folks, and if you weren't able to make it out for all the homecoming festivities tonight, settle in with us at halftime, and we'll have all those for you right here at Beaver Materials.
Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, Westfield, and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were asked how and why, the answer would be outstanding jewelry selection, customer service, the knowledgeable staff. Smith's Jewelers is eager to give the customers a memorable and positive experience. Call them at 317-773-3380.
They're down and 7 at the Franklin Central 41. Gremmel back in the pistol with Blevins. Finds time, goes, and he's hit. His arm's hit as he throws the ball, and that'll be incomplete.
Our good friend with Put Me in Sports is at Northwestern, and Tipton 20, Northwestern 0.
I think that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Tipton really good, and Northwestern about to drop to 0-6 in the season.
Yeah, and Tipton plays Hamilton Heights next week for Hamilton Heights homecoming.
So big 4th down and 7. And we're going to have another timeout called, I believe. Noblesville will call their second timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. Franklin Central's got 2 left.
Hey, Craig, don't forget Hamilton County TV tomorrow at 1 o'clock. We're doing a celebrity kickball game at Hamilton Southeastern. Hamilton Southeastern Sports is putting on a kickball tournament, celebrity kickball tournament. Brad Silbert and I and Jim and Will Wolford will be at Hamilton Southeastern for that softball game at 1 o'clock. Come on out and support sports in Hamilton Southeastern.
Are you playing?
No, I am doing interviews from the dugout. Brad's the voice.
Jack Knight back just beyond the 50. He'll boot this one away. He's going to run it. 45-40, and he's close. Oh, there's going to be a flag on the play, but fake punt. And it looks like he'll be short of it, but there's a flag on the play.
The Millers' attempt was kind of attempted that last week, and it just failed miserably. But that time was much better.
Holding on the offense. Going to be declined.
So he'll go back out and penalties. Man, penalties are really racking up on the Millers now.
Actually, that's where they're going to have the ball.
Okay.
Bishop finds room and he'll run. Gets up to about the 42-yard line, a 6-yard pickup.
Nice pickup there. That the Millers were coming on a blitz, and you got through that first layer there, and you're just wide open now.
His line sealed off, and Bishop found room. Now he's back to pass, tries to find room. He's rushed out and going to almost be sacked, and he is back at the 35.
Jenkins.
Yep, Peter Jenkins, and coming in to assist him there. 47, Jacob Ham, also in there to help.
Here's a play, Craig. Jenkins flushes him back to the outside, gets a hold of him, and then sort of
Just
Ham
enough.
puts it. Yeah.
So it'll make it 3rd down and 12, and Perry's going to go down and join his teammates down there. So the class of 69 can get honored. So we'll have a substitution there. So it's going to be big 3rd down and 12. Third down and 12 at their own 35-yard line. 2:03 left. First half. Bishop back to pass. He's rushed again. Dalton Davis rushes him. Tries to find room, and Dalton Davis again can't wrap him up. And the pass is short of his receiver to the far side, and that's intended for number 2, Sam Deal. Dalton Davis almost with 2 sacks there. Obviously should have had him the first time, but finally throws an incomplete pass after about 9 or 10 seconds scrambling for his life, really, with Dalton Davis chasing him. Brings up 4th down and 12. So it seems like neither team is really able to get a whole lot going on offense. It'll be something to see with a longer halftime to see what these teams can dial up. And this kind of a sidewinding punt. Fair catch. Oh. Off the chest, I believe, of Wyatt Blades. And Noblesville will have the football with 1:44 left till half. Blades calls the fair catch, and here's the replay. Back near his own 20. Ball goes right through his arms. And luckily enough, he dove on it. First and 10, Noblesville at their own 22-yard line. Gremmel hands it off. It's Blevins. He's manhandled by number 51, Antone Alexander. Back to pass, finds room up the middle, he'll run, and Steven Edwards not fooled on that play. He'll get back up near the 20, probably the 19, a 2-yard pickup by Gremmel. And looks like a timeout will be called on the field. .4 seconds left here in the first half of play. We'd like to thank Mystery Signs and Banners, celebrating over 26 years in the business. They specialize in last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 and visit their website, LoganStreetSigns.com. Also give them a follow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. The clouds kind of in the southeast as they peel away a little bit. It's the full moon out there, Will.
No mistakes, no high snaps. It will not be a high snap, but there will be whistles on the play. Looks like it's going to be an offsides call. I believe so. Yes, it will be an offsides call. I'm just going to delay the game just a little bit more. Tigers still punting it away here. That first offensive drive coming out of the half, Noah, didn't look too hot. You wonder if, they're going to get those mistakes, those small mistakes that they're making down here farther in the game.
We saw Scally doing a great job ripping through the line. There's a pretty high kick there from Jack Phillips.
Very high kick from Jack Phillips right there. Very nice punt. Probably his best of the game right there. Putting Avon at about the 40. The Tigers defense will march out onto the field here to try and put a stop to Hessen and James, the deadly duo that has been putting points on the board for the Orioles all night.
And going back to the Tigers punter, Jack Phillips, this season he's been doing a great job with his kicks, making them go far, making them go straight. But, anytime your punter comes out in the field, it's not a good situation.
Not a good situation at all, Noah. We're going to be 1st and 10 here down at the 40. Orioles will have the ball. Hessen and James in the backfield like normal. We're going to see what the Orioles can do here. Hand it off to Samson James, trying to break to his right there. Picks up 3 to 4 yards maybe before he's swallowed up by the Tigers defense. Even though he's getting these small completions for 3 to 4 yards, it is helping the Avon Orioles case as they drive down the field. You wonder what the Tigers defense is going to do to stop the runs like that, because multiple consistent runs of 3 to 4 yards, those add up over time, and that's what has them up 20-0 right now.
And he just has that high IQ that a good football player has. He knows when to take those extra steps to get around the line and when to go through it, and we've seen that happen a lot tonight. As he said, he's been picking up those 3-4 yard gains, and it's been working out for the Orioles.
As Hessen drops back in the pocket right here, looking downfield, he has a man, and that will be caught. Number 28 right there, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is Cameron Moulton, who absolutely burned the defender right there to get downfield and pick up a huge gain that will put the Orioles in scoring position. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
We saw Colin Shelton go out last half. What a strong safety he is. With him not being there, puts a major toll on the Tigers.
Oh, boy, we had a little bit of a little bit of action right there, as Hessen had to quickly dump the pass off for a small gain. It's a little to no gain, actually. I'm not really sure. It's going to bring up 2nd down, though. 9:09 on the clock in the 2nd quarter as the clock keeps winding down. Oh, excuse me, 2nd and 15 right there. It's going to be 2nd and 15 now for the Orioles. Ball on the 27, 8:58 on the clock. You wonder if they're going to, get anything big going to produce some momentum for themselves.
I'm not sure what Avon was trying to do there. Passing to such a strong running back, Samson James, just doesn't seem like a smart play.
Nope, but they will hand it off to James, and he will be fighting and pushing along with his offensive line.
But Griffey fell back on top of it for the Artesians to avoid the turnover.
The moon has kind of shifted a little bit, and so I'm having a little trouble seeing my name. So I clearly went with you that time, and it cost me.
Tough to see the roster when the moon isn't shining right on it. That dropped football there. Again, at least it was recovered by Griffey, but it is 4th down, which brings on Caleb Urban. Urban.
Oh,
and it's a high snap, and Urban somehow was able to get on top of it.
And look at the roll.
This is actually going to turn out quite nicely for the Artesians. That ball rolled.
Be some sort of miscommunication right there. Emmanuel Davis was there to secure that tackle, bring down 4th down and 7 for the Orioles.
And we haven't heard his name in a while, but, Emmanuel Davis came out and made that great tackle there.
He did come out and made that nice solo tackle. Are they going to go for it on 4th and 7? Are they going to go for it on 4th down again? I believe they are. 4th and 11. Yes, 4th and 11 on the 23-yard line. Avon Orioles will be going for it. They might have a trick up their sleeve. Hessen dropping back, looking over the middle and finding a man wide open right there to get the first down conversion. They are 2 for 2 when it comes to fourth down conversions this game, Noah. Not really sure how they're doing it, but it's definitely a bold strategy that has been paying off for them.
And it looked like he hit Riley Browder there, and I believe that's the first time that we see him tonight with the ball, but he made that catch, and he just kept going until he's finally brought down by Roman Molden.
Roman Molden on the tackle right there, as you said. First down, 3 yards to go. 3 yards just to get into the end zone and make this a 27-20 game. You wonder if they're going to hand the ball off right here to Samson James, or, you don't really know. It looks like the Wildcat play. Samson James will be trying to push up the middle, but he is brought down quick by, I believe, that was number 77, Andrew freaking Voskuhl. That huge monster right there on the defensive line, that goal line situation for the Tigers. Absolutely swallowing up Samson in the backfield right there.
That is one man you never want to get in front of. 340 pounds.
340 pounds. That should say enough right there. Andrew Voskuhl is a tank. It's going to bring up 2nd and 4 now for the Orioles. Heston in the shotgun, dropping back, looking over the middle, trying to find a quick slant route. We'll have a flag on the play. I believe that's going to be pass interference.
From this angle, I couldn't really tell if that was a pass interference or not.
I believe that is going to be pass interference on the Tigers. From this angle, like you said, it didn't look like it was, but the officials are closer than we are, so we just have to trust their judgment right there.
Yeah. We did see both the players took a tumble and
just looked like a very physical matchup off the snap. Anyway, that will bring down 1st and 2 on the goal line here for the Orioles. Whistles blowing. Lots of whistles going. Not sure what's really happening right here. Tigers defense scrambling to get into position. All right, ball snap. Looks like it's going to be handed off to Samson James, but he is going to be gobbled up really quick right there by Jeffrey Brown in on the tackle. 5:53 left in the second quarter, and the clock keeps winding down. But it looks like we do have a player down for the Tigers right now.
From that angle, his body kind of shielded. The back judge said good. The front judge said, nope, you hit the carpet.
Well, that ends up being a big 3 and out for the home team.
Boy, Martinsville's got to take this momentum now, shift it into the punt return, and really shift it into this offense.
Remember, the one and only punt tonight for Whiteland was not a good one. It was a 7-yard punt. This one is much better.
Special teams.
Yeah, boy, that turns out to be really nice when it's all said and done. Seth Gallion on the return, but he didn't have a whole lot of running room because specialists were crashing down quickly. And Whiteland makes a good play in the special teams. So they didn't exactly turn the field over, but at least Whiteland got themselves out of some trouble there with the ball at the 39-yard line.
Well, you're right. Martinsville has decent field positions, but not what you thought they might get out of this. Well, Whiteland kind of dodged a little bit of a bullet, but still much better field position for Martinsville. You kind of get the sense with 8:33 here in the third, Martinsville's got to start making a little noise here offensively.
See if they can get it going. They scored on their opening drive of the game and have not scored since. Here is Gallion on the catch. Second time tonight, Gallion's been involved on a receiving play, and a face mask is going to get some extra yardage on the.
Andrew Voskuhl was just stopping this line, and it looks like he's not in right now. Interesting choice by the Tigers.
Very interesting choice by the Tigers. But you got to remember, Voskuhl plays both sides of the ball, so the man is probably tired here. But we're going to see what the Tigers can do without him. Hessen back in the shotgun right now. Snaps up, looking for a pass. Looks to his left, and that will be a touchdown for the Avon Orioles. Completed to, not really sure who completed that pass right there.
It looked like Stovall. We've heard his name before.
Stovall.
We'll hear it again.
Hear it one more time. That touchdown will bring out the field goal unit for Avon to potentially make this a 27-0 ball game. Something you just hate to see for the Tigers. The kick is up. And the kick will be no good, actually. I believe the wind had a little factor in that kick. So Avon will just be up 26-0 as the special teams for both sides, Fishers and Avon, will go out into the field now.
It's a very windy night, as you were just stating. Very windy here in Avon, Indiana. And, you know, I have to believe that this is having some effect on the football game. We've seen it with the passing, we've seen it with the kicks. Just the weather can have such a major effect on the play here. And now here comes the special teams.
Teams. Look like Josh Jackson is back there. Alongside him is
And understand that 3 touchdowns in the 4th is going to be hard, so they really need to get something here.
Peyton Parson made that last tackle. Again, they give it to Osborne. And this time it's number 30 making a Haupt. Moving the ball to the 27 to make it 2nd down and 8. Yeah, I'm with you. They've picked up the pace here a little bit offensively. Pump fake to go up top. Back of the end zone. It's a jump ball for Johnson. Tipped around and incomplete. They tried to throw it up for the big fella, Thomas. I said Johnson. It was Thomas that they were throwing that ball up. Broken up defensively by the Warriors.
Boy, this is superb secondary coverage. Look, the is the defender and the receiver both knew where the ball was. If you're going to defend that, especially in a pump and go, and he may have a half a step on you, you got to know where that ball is and get everything lined up and timed up. Excellent secondary coverage.
And it was applied by a sophomore, Ewan Nickham. He was the one that broke the play up, number 15, to set up this 3rd down and 8 for Martinsville. Low snap, slant route, and incomplete. Looking for Gallion on the quick slant. Brings up 4th and 8. Now, again, Martinsville has a strong-legged kicker in Urban who has made a 50-yarder this year. But, man, you got to think down 28-7. Probably not thinking 3 points. And no, they're going to offense on the field.
Boy, and I thought he had a step there that ball could have been caught, but it goes incomplete.
Well, 4th and 8. This is, without question, a big 4th down here. Fake. Now he's in trouble.
Yes.
Griffith's on the run. Trying to keep the pocket alive. He's going to reach for the sticks. He's not going to get
it.
Oh, the defense came in a hurry. Trevor Lawrence was one of the Whiteland Warriors that was wood. And on 4th and 8, they can't pick it up.
Boy, they just don't hit at all. Ooh, man, did he take a shot.
Ooh, that was Lawrence and DeBon at the same time.
Yeah, he is a little bit wobbly. Getting up again.
Ooh.
Did he ever take a shot? The problem when you get those reverse field types things, a lot of running momentum by the runner and the defender, and that usually equals a big hit if a hit happens, and for sure that's what happened. And the last thing that Martinsville wants to do is lose a quarterback like him.
Well, now 1st and 10, the other direction of the 25 for Whiteland. Toss sweep left this time. And I believe that's the first time we have seen him carry the ball tonight. He being Chase Valentine. He wears number 21. He is a sophomore.
You know, that comes from his sprinting background in track, and but he did not convert, get that 1st down.
Yep, very nice punt right there.
And keep his feet moving and pick up a 1st down for Heritage Christian.
6 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Slomer on the carry gets the
1st and 10 for the Eagles.
3-yard line, 1st and 10.
Eccles wide to the bottom with Craig in the slot. Asbell on the pistol. Quick hitter, but a little too wide for Schlomer. 2nd and 10.
You know, and the films that I've seen of Asbell throughout the week on his passing, he's real sharp, but tonight he's just not there tonight.
And it's kind of been the theme for the Eagle offense for the most part. The most exciting play, the biggest play, was Asher King's fake punt. And then even then they weren't able to capitalize on the fake punt, and they had to settle for a field goal. And so far that is the difference in the game. Both defenses, Bill, have really shown up this evening.
It has been a defensive battle game, and if you love defense, this is where you want to be tonight.
And a whistle and a flag.
Flag coming in. Delay a game on Heritage.
So there is the sixth penalty, I believe, officially.
The Aspen Creek Grill trivia question. The question of the week is, what year was the introduction of Class 6A football? The hint, the coach who won the Class 5A championship also won the first 6A title at a different school.
Interesting. If you think you know the answer to that, tweet us. And a winner will be selected, not tonight. A little later, this pass tipped by Bronger, and he is almost able to take it to the house.
And he could have brought that in. That would have.
It has been really impressive. A, they've cut the corners off, and B, their secondary has just made it very difficult for the receivers of Mark open. But you know what? That's what happens when you put a team down 28-7 and just really force the pass issue.
Well, here's a passing play. You talk about forcing the pass. That catch is made. Well done over there. That was a diving comeback reception made by number 22, Josh Ham. I beg your pardon, that's Michael Hopple. Hopple, who had that big catch in the first quarter that set up the opening touchdown for Martinsville.
That's a tough throw, too. He had to throw that ball quite a bit east and west for the reception.
We're going to throw again, and Hopple again is the intended receiver, and he has the catch. He lowers the shoulder and makes a couple defenders pay. He won't have enough for a first down, but he is going to set him up nicely third and short here. Griffey hurries, goes option football. Osborne takes the pitch, picks up the first down, and that will move the sticks. That wasn't a really pretty pitch, but it's effective nonetheless. Just kind of turned and almost tossed it here to Osborne on the option pitch play. Watch this. Again, it all works the same. A lateral throw that ends up being a first down run.
Well, they forced the quarterback a little deeper because there wasn't much angle there for the pitch.
We are nearing 4 minutes to play here in the third. Whiteland still with that 3-touchdown lead. This was the score at halftime. Quarterback keep all the way for Griffey. Nice run into Whiteland territory. Dragged down at the 45-yard line.
That's one of the better runs for him on the night. Griffey with a big gainer.
Jalen Dunlap had the tackle. Grabbing here. Low snap, but Griffey does handle it. Fakes it to Osborne. Now he's in a little bit of trouble. He's actually going to turn this into a positive. That was just a great heads-up play there. Logan Byram. No, a big punt. That was Havens, Matthew Havens. Havens for Whiteland had the quarterback dead in his sights, and Griffey was somehow able to still turn that into a positive gain. Not easy to do when Havens is bearing down on you at 233 pounds and 6'5".
While the clock here, I just really feel those chances are greatly enhanced if they can get a score here before the end of the third.
Griffey barking the signals. Gives to Osborne, runs through a tackle of Havens. Again, not easy to do. And gets to the 36-yard line. He'll be about a yard and a half shy of a first down as hustling up to the line of scrimmage here is Martinsville. They like to do this when it's third and short or second and short. Quickly get to the line of scrimmage. Here's Osborne. First down run. And one thing I'm seeing now, the Whiteland defense looks tired.
Well, for this period, they've been on the field a long time. Great comment. And that's what you want to do if you're Martinsville. Wear them down a little bit.
Just look at Whiteland. A number of players not even running to the ball here. Just kind of either jogging or watching.
Well, it's going to be much cooler tomorrow. The humidity's a little up there tonight.
Another low snap. Griffey was able to pick it up, and this is actually going to turn out into the red zone on a low snap. Still able to hand the football to the running back, Tyler Cox, and he picks up a big first down here for Martinsville. Cox stays in the game as a tailback. They're going to give it to him again. He's inside of the 10, down to the 8.
Now they're rolling. Well, game time temperature was around 77. It's now 73.
Under 2 minutes to play in the third.
This could be
Second
big.
and 4 here.
Man, they take a long time. Then they'll speed it up. But just want to think, with 3 scores down, I'm not sure I'd let all this clock run off.
Griffey keeping, running
That's
through a
big
tackle,
play.
scoring a touchdown.
That's a big time play right there. That's the man that can get it done, and he did. Makes a nice little move there, Rob. And they got that score that I thought would be so important there in the third.
And it's the 9th rushing touchdown of the year for Travis Griffey. And again, on this series, we've seen numerous times a Martinsville runner running through an arm tackler of a Whiteland defender. Whiteland looks tired in the third quarter, and Martinsville is taking advantage of that. Extra point good. We've got a 2-touchdown ball game, 28-14. Whiteland leads Martinsville on the IHS.
7 yards on 17 carries. Not a great average, but that was an effective one. Clock rolling. 2:30 to go here in the third.
Lowry for Heritage, lying to the right side, defensive end.
Here's Bronger. He doesn't get much. 2 yards they give him. They'll bring up a 2nd and 8 for the Warriors.
2nd and 8 for the Sept Christian Warriors.
They trail by 3. There's 14 minutes combined game clock left. And the Warriors all season long have had the offense that has done damage. They're undefeated, only given up 12 points all year. They've given up 3 tonight. But they've outscored their opponents by almost 200, more than 200. Here's Frazier, and that one's incomplete.
Almost intercepted there. Could have been picked off there by number 9, I believe.
That's Kyle McAvoy. Nick
McAvoy.
Wilson was the intended receiver, the senior. Brings up 3rd and 8. So 1:46 frozen on the third quarter.
You know, Roman Moulton has been having a great game so far in defense. He's really hustling, working his heart out, trying to make sure that they can at least get some points on the board.
Ball will now be at the Tigers' 25-yard line here, Noah. Tigers offense, try and continue to keep, try and continue to get something going here on the offensive side of the ball. You know, their defense is working real hard, so at least they do is repay them with some points. So let's see what they can do here as they march out onto the field. Looks like Dylan Scally will be in at running back right now.
You know, HLU has had some ankle problems earlier this season. That's why we've seen Scally so much tonight.
Oh, ball handed off to Collins. Stotts right there. Stotts not able to get much going as he's swallowed up by the Avon defense. I'll tell you what, Noah, this Avon defense has been performing at a high intensity and high level all night. They are not letting the Tigers get away with absolutely anything. If it's the run game, they're swallowing the running backs up behind the line or only letting them get 1 to 2 yards. If it's a passing game, as soon as the receiver catches the ball, they're bringing them down, not letting them get any type of gains. If it wasn't for this defense right now, I don't know what Avon would be doing.
You know, it seems like Fisher's just pulling at straws now. They hand it off to Stotts. Interesting choice. You know, he's a well-known wide receiver for the Tigers. Just not much of a running back.
I believe right there, that will be the end of the third quarter. The Tigers will march off to the sideline to try and get something going.
And now we have an equipment timeout. I think.
I think you're right.
I think and I'm going to just. It looks to me like Matthew Havens, Marcus Havens, number 74. I think a piece of his right arm brace fell off. He was. Oh, they found it.
They found it. There's the lucky winner.
Havens was pointing at the ground, trying to show the official, "Hey, look, something is falling off." I don't know. You know. Piece of plastic, a screw, a nail, I don't know. He's trying to say, hey, man.
Well, I'm going, guys, if this is a contact, we're never going to find that thing. So
yeah, well, it's not a contact.
You had to hope it was something just a little bigger than a contact.
Part of that bionic right arm he has.
Big play here, Rob.
Perry, touchdown. We're just asking where Jake Perry might be. Guess
there
what?
He is.
Yep, he's back. Boy, well, that is a huge answer for Whiteland. After Martinsville had gotten some momentum back and they'd gotten their home crowd back into it, Perry silences the crowd with his third rushing touchdown of the night.
In a big way, Rob, because he basically just semi-nullified the touchdown that Martinsville just got.
His 11th rushing touchdown of the season, his third of this game. And now the lead is right back to 34-14 with Spangler trying to make it 35. And he does not. Misses it. Missed the extra point. No good. So the score stays at 34-14 with just 19 seconds to play in this third quarter. Hey, and
it's recovered by Jack Knight. We're going to have to see the replay if Will can dial that. Here we go. Watch this, Perry, as Parks gets through the pile. The ball is jostled loose. I believe that was Cody Leach, if I'm not mistaken. Jack Knight, wow. And he's gonna account for all 10 points if he puts this PAT through. Wow. Back to it, and in grand fashion, as assistant AD Tony Euler up here at halftime and said, we need to figure this out. We need to score and win the ball game. And that's the first big step in that, causing a turnover, and I believe that was poked at, if I'm not mistaken, by number 25, Cody Leach, unofficially. We'll check that at some point, and hopefully that will be determined. But wow, what a turn of events as the opening kickoff of the second half. Malachi Parks gets it punched out by a Noblesville defender. Unofficially, I think it was Cody Leach, and picked up at the 31-yard line. Returned 31 yards as he ran like he was a receiver, did Jack Knight, scoring the touchdown, giving Noblesville now a 10-0 cushion.
The 35-yard line. Sam Asbell.
So a little trickery going on there for Heritage Christian.
And it might have been for not.
That's for sure.
Griffey brings him off the sideline, knowing his team is trailing by 3 touchdowns. Griffey fakes the run and then instead will throw. And
nice move.
Has Osborne out of the backfield. What will be the final play of the third quarter? Each team scores a third quarter touchdown. As we head to the fourth, Whiteland leads Martin.
Line where Franklin Central will actually take over.
You know, I'm really happy for Jack Knight because, you know, last week when I talked to him after the game, he was kind of down because, you know, when you're a kicker, you know, certain things have to happen for you to get the opportunity to kick a field goal or an extra point, and he got neither last week. All he got to do was punt, and kick off one time. So,
yeah, from the replay, it does look like that was Cody Leach. So 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. for Franklin Central as they will take over after that Knight touchdown, and Parks will sprint off left side and knocked out of bounds by Johnson Sparks. Looks like number 13, Wyatt Blades, also there on knocking him out of bounds. Five yards on the pickup by Parks. Offside on the defense. I'm not sure who crossed the line and touched, but
somebody
an
did.
Encroachment. That's a 5 yard. That'll 5 yard penalty will give the ball, make it a first down up to the 28 yard line. So first and 10 at the 28 yard line. Glad you've joined us tonight. Beautiful night for high school football here in week number 6. Hand off again to Malachi Parks. Finds room, gets it up across the 35 near the 37.
Nice run there by Malachi Parks.
Picked up 9. His biggest run of the night. And who knows, something like that, getting down, getting themselves down one score without even, technically having the ball on offense yet. It's probably, they're trying to springboard on this drive and get back into this ball game. Because if they don't, Noblesville is going to be itching for the ball and to score again. And off up the middle, going to be close to a first down. Parks gets it up to the 40, where he'll be marked 3 yards on the play, and a flash is first down. Bishop hands it off again to Malachi Parks. Finds room across the 45 up near the 48. Maybe 2 yards shy of the first down. Parks is now starting to run the ball a little bit better on the season. He's averaging 3.9 to carry, 59 for 228 yards and a pair of touchdowns on the season. Actually, not Parks this time. That is the ball carrier this time is number 8, Johnny Mickle, getting his turn at things.
Where he gets hit. I think it's a good no call.
I do. I think he hit him inbounds.
Yeah, I think he hit him right inbounds, and it was a carryover out of bounds. That it would be the right call.
That one looked a lot worse than it actually really was.
You're exactly right. But as long as he hit him, made contact inbounds, and carries out of bounds, it's
Here's
good.
Osborne, speaking of making contact. He's making contact with 4 white-shirted defenders all the way to the 25-yard line, a first down run of 13 yards. Here come the Artesians. Look how quickly they've moved down the field in just 30 seconds.
And they have this capability, and I've been talking about that sense of urgency. When they apply it, they get going in a hurry.
They've done all this damage here in the fourth quarter and have not even used 60 seconds of game clock. They'll have to keep up this pace now. Again to Osborne. Caught from behind for a moment, then kept the legs churning, actually turned that into a nice run, getting down to the 20-yard line. Finally was tackled there by number 84, Bailey Renee. He's a senior, a linebacker. There's a lot of new faces right now on defense for Whiteland. I wonder if it's just because they're trying to keep fresh bodies out there. Option to Osborne.
Look out.
Not this time. Oh, well, maybe I spoke too soon. Lawrence had him hit in the backfield, and he somehow kept the legs churning and got all the way up to the 16-yard line.
There's a flag. It's one thing to make a nice stick like that. That's impressive. But you got to make a tackle, too. Yeah, there was a huge collision, and to the runner's point, he never fell down. Listen, you're not going to wrap me. Well, I'm going to keep running. That's what they teach the running backs to do. Just keep running, and that's exactly what he did.
Lawrence pushed him backwards, but Osborne just kept going. Look at that. He ended up, from where he was hit, he turned that into 10 yards of positive gain.
Yes, he did.
And then you saw we had the dead ball personal foul that came after the play that goes against Whiteland. So now it is first and goal for Martinsville.
You got a little momentum. You got a break. You got great field position. Still lots of time. Boy, Martinsville can get it in there, Rob. Look out. We still got a ball game.
They've got Osborne in the backfield here. Low snap. Kept by the quarterback. Gets to the 5, almost fumbled, somehow held onto that ball, and Griffey's down to the 3. Boy, that ball almost popped out of there.
I know you're going to agree with me on this one, Rob. This has been a hard-hitting football game.
Yes, it has.
Both these teams have left nothing on this field. Wow, another huge collision.
And Lawrence is now down and hurt. Trevor Lawrence, number 3, who delivered that initial blow there. Of course, he had the hard hit a moment ago on Osborne, the one in which Osborne was able to keep running. And now walking off the field is Dakota DeBon.
I'm telling you.
So DeBon ends up the one worse for the wear after he and Lawrence delivered the hard blows to the quarterback.
You know what I like about them? They're hard hits, but for the most part, they've all been super clean. Just, hey, last I looked, football's a contact sport, I don't care. I love all the safety thing, and rightfully so, but at the end of the day, you teach your kids, you got to play hard.
Right.
And both teams have played hard, and you want them to hit hard and clean, and that's exactly what we've seen tonight, and that's good high school football.
Second and goal, empty for backfield for Griffey. Touchdown, Martinsville. You could almost see that one coming. As soon as they went empty in the backfield, you had a gut feeling this might be quarterback keeper. And on the QB draw, Griffey scores the touchdown.
Martinsville spreads the field.
And that was well blocked as well. Well blocked. A huge gap up front. Some great blocking up front. Hunter Stout, number 78, the 300-pounder, cleared the way for the touchdown run. And don't head for the exits just yet. It's 34-21 with 9:47 to play on the IHSAA Champions Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
He gets stood up by Wyatt Blades, and looks like number 47, Jacob Ham.
Junior Jacob Ham, he's all over the football field. He's having a great season for the Mariners.
Yep, he is.
He's leading the team in tackles.
And he did everything he could to keep him from getting down to the 29-yard line. So 4th down and 6. Pickup of just 3 there by Parks, and 4th and 6 at the Noblesville 30. And Franklin Central got to go for it here. Midway point, 3rd quarter. Bishop in the pocket, back to pass, going left side, and his receiver
fell down.
He tangled up with, looks like Carson Sanders. That was intended for number 3, Caleb Dellinger.
The leg cramp during that timeout.
8:29 to go in the game. Eccles wide to the top. Thompson, the big receiver on the last play, wide to the bottom. Peyton Brown in motion. He's looking. He has 3 players there, but he overthrew them all. 3rd and 10. And that was a jailbreak, Bill. 3 receivers were wide open, and Asbell missed them.
And that's uncharacteristic of Sam Asbell. He's usually right on with his passes, but again, we've talked about it. It's been an off night for Asbell.
And they need him here. 3rd and 10. In Warrior territory. They haven't been there much tonight. On homecoming, Asbell firing, has Thompson, and I think for a first down. If not, it's really close. It's right at the line, but there's a penalty flag, roughing the pass, the first down no matter what. against the Warriors, and the Eagles are going to be in tremendous field position now.
8:19 to go here in the third, or in the ball game, and the Eagles are driving with the pass plays. No rushes on this drive right now. They've all been passes.
They're marking the ball from the end of the run, so roughing the passer will put the Eagles in a great spot. Mark that on the 20.
This drive started on their own 21-yard line.
And then a big pass to Thomas Johnson. Excuse me, a big pass to Nate Thompson. I got my Thomases wrong. I got my Toms.
Tom.
Nate Thompson now. 44 yards on his 2 catches. Sam Asbell, 2 yards short of the century mark. Sends Craig in motion, hands it to him on the sweep. He gets across the 20, but not much further. It will be marked down at the 18-yard line. Gain of 2 by Craig.
He got tripped up in the backfield, was able to.
And Knight back to the punt. I think of that. Beautiful punt by Jack Knight. Nickel back to field it, and he drops it right there at the 15. Shake and bake. And still not going down to the flag in the return backfield.
Looks for the corner. Peyton Brown, touchdown! Excuse me, Colton Brown. Either way, the Eagles have regained the lead.
Colton Brown was able to get past his defender. Asbell was protected well by his offensive line and aired that out and connected.
19 yards on the pass play. Asbell's first of the night, 10th of the year, 15th of his career. And a passing attack that had been dormant all evening long woke up right in time. Asher King will wait, as coming on late is Eddie Leverage. 10 seconds on the play clock. The holders, Thomas Johnson, and a delay of game. So I guess they just want to give him room, you know. That's what they would say in the NFL for punters. Just give him some more room.
Yeah. And we know the leg that Asher King has on him. I would say this is a chip shot for him right here.
Fumble recovery of the season.
Well, that's just not as difficult to say if whose fault that was. Nevertheless, doesn't really matter.
It's through. It's good. 10-6 in favor of Heritage Christian on Indiana SRN, where you're always in the.
One sense of irony in this game. Twice tonight, Whiteland has had poor punts. 1 7 yards, 1 8, and neither time did it come back to hurt them.
And that's a problem. You've got to make the other team pay when they make a mistake, and there's 2 great opportunities you just described that they felt no pain for those mistakes.
Kirkman to Perry on the toss sweep right. He puts the ball back to the 40-yard line. It's a short gain, but right now, if you're Whiteland, you're thinking more about killing clock, and that's exactly what Martinsville is thinking because the Artesians just burned their first time out of the second half. Yeah, you think about that, Jen. Twice they.
'56, Callan. Shockey back there to punt. It's like Zach Groover and I believe Wyatt Blades back there. High punt snap. This one's a low lining spiral. Going to be caught by Groover. The 42 spins, tries to find room, and he is not going to go anywhere as Ludeman will take him down around the 40-yard line where Noblesville will have the ball. And once again, a penalty flag. Martinsville coming back a little bit. Whiteland 34, Martinsville 21 on the Champions Network tonight. This game day feature is great, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
So from the 40 where the ball was spotted, they're going to move this ball upward 10 yards. Actually 15.
Play here. They got a receiver behind the defense, and he dropped it. Oh, he dropped it.
He was too wide open.
Whiteland caught him on a trick play, and Dunlap dropped the ball.
What the perfect call, though, Rob. If you're going to call a play like that, it's definitely when you got the lead, things going your way. Nobody expected that, and that was the perfect guy. He said, where's your third and 20 or your third and long play? There it was, and it looked like he had a shot to get it, and he just couldn't bring it in. Now, third and long, Martinsville, if they got any shot, Rob, they got to get after it and get a stop here.
Christensen on the halfback pass delivered it in the arms of Dunlap, who could not hold on. They'll go back to the ground game. Christensen actually
they had him and they couldn't bring him down.
He ended up handing it to Taylor, who got to the 34. Now, it's still not enough for a first down.
Rob, how did he do that?
I'm not sure. Christensen on the reverse, giving it to Taylor. Watch this here. Oh, how did Taylor hold on to that ball? He did.
Boy, what an effort running the football.
And more importantly, the clock running.
Yes, sir.
Now, you are looking at a fourth down play here.
Martinsville has to get a stop. Has to get a stop.
4th and 4 for Whiteland. Perry in at the tailback. They give it to Taylor. Turning around right in. That is a first down. A first down run. A touchdown-saving tackle, but a first down run for Melvin Taylor.
Boy, I'll tell you, you talk about a team that knew exactly what they needed and executed to get it. How about this run right here? Good kick-out block to the right. Got the blocks he needed. And there's the first down that we talked about to get the clock running. And Whiteland just going to take their time and just continue this drive.
Will Nix made the tackle that saved a touchdown, but it was the first down that ends up being the most important play there. Perry the carry. He's inside of the 20, down into the red zone. And that clock continues to run. Now it's under 5 minutes.
Rob, what else can you say about these running backs for Whiteland that you haven't already described? Is there any adjectives left that you haven't used? I mean, they have flat out put on a show tonight.
Jake Perry's been the leader, but Melvin Taylor's been good. So has Metz. Christensen has given them valuable snaps at a running back. And there goes Perry down inside of the 15. This will be a first down.
Look at that.
Leg still churning. They're going to stop him at the 11. But again, it's a first down with now 4:19 to go in the game. Whiteland just doing their best to eat up the clock and pick up their 5th win of the season.
And protecting the football the whole time.
Boy, you go back to the short punt. Martinsville had the ball in really prime real estate, and a high snap on the shotgun snap went over the head of the quarterback, and it's been all downhill since then for the Artesians. Metz the motion man, Perry the ball carrier. He's down to the 6.
No clock just continues to run.
Martinsville defender came out of there with a ball. They're arguing that that was a fumble. By the way, the Martinsville player who picked up the ball ran all the way to the end zone.
Well, he's going to wait and see. He has a point, because if they talk and say this ball was live, he's going to really force a point here.
Seth Gallion, you can't see it on your screen, but he's in the end zone to our right as we look at it. He picked up the ball at the point of where the tackle was made and ran all the way to the other end of the field.
Now, this would be a strange turnaround, wouldn't it?
I don't think you could, however, if you ruled it a fumble at this point, I think you have to rule it a fumble dead Martinsville ball at the spot. Oh, they're going to say his knee was down anyway. The ruling ultimately with the officials is that the knee was down, Jake Perry's knee was down, and that was not a fumble.
Well, I will say this: the runner probably does the right thing. Make him tell me
Sure.
I'm wrong,
Right.
you know. And they did, but still, and he's jogging back there. That's a whole lot of sprinting for not. But
Well, there you see Gallion just now finally getting back to play defense, number 3.
of course, in my case, if I did something like that, I go, listen, this is the only time I'm going to get to run the ball to the end zone. I want to be on TV. I don't care whether they count it or not. I'm going to do it.
Poor Gallion's probably a little bit gassed right now.
Think?
I think I'd throw a pass his direction if I'm Whiteland.
150-yard sprint there and back.
Clock moving, Whiteland with a ball. To Taylor. Boy, they like this little play.
Yes, they do.
The jet sweep around right end. He gets to the 2-yard line. Stop there. See if Martinsville would burn a timeout at this point. They have 2 remaining. The problem is they are running out of time rather quickly. You
Yes,
see that
sir.
clock ticking away as we're about to go under 3 minutes. And a touchdown here for Whiteland would seal the deal.
Yep. You see on your screen there Martinsville with 2 timeouts, and they're just trying to get a stop so they can maybe have a shot to use those on offense, and that may be all for naught if Whiteland scores here.
And this is a 3rd and 1, by the way. Whiteland could technically get a first down without scoring. Here's Perry. He's going to score anyway. That point is moot. 4 rushing touchdowns on the night for Jake Perry, and Whiteland has extended their lead to 40-21. Again, the blocking up front by the Whiteland offensive line.
Outstanding.
Yes, it has.
Outstanding.
Wow. They have been dominant on that side of the football since the opening kickoff.
Yes, sir. Really, from getting off the bus, they took that opening kickoff, and that offensive line kicked it into gear, and they've never stopped.
Spangler will attempt the extra point in a moment.
Having a great night. 5 catches for him.
What happened on that pass play was Wilson knew it was going to be underthrown, so he made the adjustment to come back in front of the defender and catch that and pick up that big first down for Covenant.
Here's the replay. There he is. Look at this. He's great adjustment to the ball.
Penalty against Heritage is going to add to the gain on that last
So
play.
a penalty will give him even better yardage.
So puts the ball at the 8-yard line.
Eager to give the customer a memorable and positive experience. You can contact them at 317-773-33.
Nick Wilson in motion. The handoff to Bronger. Looking for the left side. Stumbles and lunges to the 5.
Number 34 for Heritage is Jack Doran. Tripped him up.
Saved a touchdown, Bill.
Jonathan, this is going to be their 9th play of this drive, which started on their own 29 at the 7:31 mark.
We have a timeout on the play, which will give us an opportunity, Bill, to look at our Aspen Creek trivia.
Kellen Shockey, number 56, back there to punt for the Flashes. Back inside his own 15. Gets this one away, and this time it is fair caught by Zach Groover at the 44. So great field position for the Millers to start this next drive. And they'll see if they can put some more points on the board. .17 left here in the 4th quarter. Just started the 4th quarter. Craig Atkins alongside Perry Williams. Beautiful night for week 6 here in high school football action from Beaver Materials Field in Noblesville, Indiana.
I think this is as good as it gets for a football evening, isn't it?
Yep.
Wonderful crowd.
Looks like still 4th quarter, Avon 26, unless that's a final. We see the Fisher Sports Network logo.
It's still in the 4th quarter.
Unless they may be having difficulties,
They
I'm not
may
sure.
be.
And off to Jenick. Jenick finds room across the middle, and he keeps the ball. It keeps spinning and rolling. He's down inside the 30. I believe that was Eddie on the previous play as well.
Eddie's got such a good spin move, you know what I mean?
Same thing he did on that 95-yard touchdown run against
absolutely.
West. Touchdown that game. Here's a replay here.
Good spin. Eddie's so strong.
Stronger broke him for one play. They need to stop him 2 times. And we're all going to wait. And a timeout.
And he is walking off the field slowly. Yeah, the rest of the Mid-State Conference was, they were certainly rooting for Whiteland tonight to hand Martinsville that first loss of the year in conference, which certainly looks like is going to happen. Back to the air go the Artesians, as we knew they would, and that ball's dropped.
This is the kind of drive Coach Rosen's been wanting to see. And you can tell by his pacing down here that he's pretty satisfied with what he saw right there in his last 3 plays. Grind that football.
Yep, grind it out. Not only grind it down the field, but you're eating up clock with a 10-0 lead and trying to add to it. Jenick again on the carry. Gets down to about the 15-yard line, a 2-yard pickup. It's not bad. 3 carries, 30 yards for Eddie Jenick. Yeah, it's not bad when you can you know, that's your backup running back, and he's able to come in. Second carry, 21 yards. First carry gets 7. Picks up a hard 2 there. Brings up 2nd down and 8 in at the 15 of Franklin Central. And we've got whistles, flags. Oh, timeout, Noblesville. No flag. Thought there was a flag. Take the flag away.
I could tell that Coach had a look on his face. Like, what? What are we all right, celebrating over 26 years. Logan Street Signs and Banners specialize in that last-minute signage and banners, serving Noblesville and Hamilton County since 1992. You can contact them at 317-773-7200 or visit them on their website, loganstreetsigns.com.
9:09 left here in the 4th quarter. Noblesville driving into Franklin Central territory, trying to tack on another score. They're up 10-0 right now on the Flashes and looking to make it 17 possibly. We'll try and chase down some other scores for you.
Thought maybe we'd see the ticker here for, a win here for the Millers is going to even it up this season 3-3, which is.
Well, this looks like the closest update we can get. Bishop's Retard's up 14-13 on Guerin. Just started the 4th quarter.
Wow.
That update from Wish TV's Charlie Clifford. Jenick, and there's a flag right near the line of scrimmage.
That's not usually good for the offense.
And we know how good Asher King is, field goal kicker for Heritage.
Cam Holzapple, he missed a field goal at the end of the first half. He can redeem himself here. It's down. It's blocked.
Oh, it's no good.
And so Heritage Christian, they can win this if they get a field goal. All they need is a field goal, and we'll see if they can get it next on Indiana SRN.
Top block penalty.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Back from the 15 all the way to the 30. You were down for the festivities. Congratulations to 2018 homecoming queen, Natalie Grubb, and homecoming king, Dalton Davis. That might not be a surprise to Noblesville fans out there.
No. And Dalton's had a great week this week, being Wish TV's athlete of the
snap
month.
goes through the legs of Grant Gremmel. He's going to have to dive on it at the Franklin Central 49. So that's going to be a 19-yard loss. Wow.
Wow. Let's watch that again, see what happens.
That ball goes right through, just past his hands. He had his legs in position. catch the ball, and he's going to either, not sure if he's going to hand off or he's going to pass the ball, but caught that one just in time.
Yeah.
The cough button turned into a sneeze button. That was a body slam on behalf of Franklin Central linebacker number 51, our defensive end Anton Alexander. That was a 3rd and 42 as
that drive on their own 29-yard line at the 7:31 mark, and we got 2:11 to go in this one.
This fair catch called for, and that's a penalty, I believe.
No, he's way.
He thought he waved, but here, the referee didn't believe he did, and they're going to chat. So this will be interesting, but what this does set up is a very exciting conclusion to the game. All Heritage Christian needs, Bill, is a field goal.
Field goal. Right.
And they've got one of the better field goal kickers in the state, in Asher King.
Asher King's already hit one for 43 yards. And they're gonna leave it where it is.
So Heritage Christian will start on the 19-yard line.
2 minutes to go in the ball game.
81 yards to go.
First and 10 on the 19 for the Eagles.
And we wait.
We got a whistle. So the back judge and the side judge, oh, yep, changing the football.
The old switcheroo there. Classic.
Switching on the football.
Well, yeah, it's because the one was Covenant Christian's ball. So here we are. Buckle in, Bill. 1st and 10. Thomas Johnson in motion. Asbell looking out, and we'll check it down to Aiden Craig, and he's smacked out of bounds.
Oh, now there's a penalty flag, and I think it's going to be against Heritage because he shoved.
Kyle Berry was the tackler. You see the little kids' reactions. They seem very disappointed. Personal foul against Heritage Christian. So you were right.
You got to keep your emotions in check there, fellas.
So this is going to make it much tougher for him. Although the passing attack, we've seen moments, they can make this up quickly. $1:54 left in the game. The ball will be marked on the 11. The Covenant Christian crowd to our left on this side of the field where Heritage Christian is. Cheering on their Warriors, but wait.
Got to get the side judge in, got to get him in position.
First down and 17.
So here we go. 1st and 17 for the Eagles. Johnson in motion. Asbell looking for a screen. Johnson there. Thomas Johnson. And will just usher himself out of bounds close to the 25. Mark it at the 24. And they got a lot of that back.
1:46 to go.
2nd and much more manageable. 2nd and 6 is what we're saying. That's Johnson checking out. Zach Slomer, the freshman, checks in. Harrison Eckel will be wide to the bottom, joined by Aiden Craig in the slot. Asbell in the gun. 1:46 to go. Looking down the sideline, but he missed him by a smidge. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
High pass. The receiver wasn't able to bring it in.
1:42 left in the game. They don't need a touchdown. They do need this 1st down.
You look across the road here from the field, you got fans parked along the side of the road trying to get a glimpse or hear what's going on here at Heritage Christian.
And it's 4th down and 6. And a timeout called.
And goes from a 4th and 17 possibility to a 4th and 2.
You almost got, I mean, you got to make something happen, right? You don't put it on play. Right there.
Depending on who they put back there.
28 to nothing.
Another shutout for Coach down there at Evansville Central.
And this is huge. 4th and 6. Sam Asbell with time, throwing, has Harrison Eckel for a big first down across the 35 to the 36-yard line, and the Eagles are still alive.
The clock will
It does
start
freeze at 1:35, and now it's running.
Now it's going.
Asbell looks at the boundary.
Got
Eckel's
him.
there, but he
Oh.
overthrew him. So 2nd and 10.
He had Eckel, and if Eckel could have connected on that, caught that, would have been a touchdown for the Eagles.
So 2nd and 10 for Heritage Christian. Nate Thompson wide to the bottom. Asbell handed off on a draw. Colton Brown, nothing doing.
That's their first rush in this drive, which started on their own 19 at the 2-minute mark. And we're going to go under a minute here.
Very quickly. 3rd and 10. Living dangerously, but still alive. Asbell looking for Eckel! And he almost reeled it in with one hand. But it's 4th and 10.
And he's getting up slow.
He's up and he wants to shake off the training staff.
But they're coming out, so, now they've got to bring him out for one play. Oh, my.
This is
you needed that guy.
play.
You needed that young man in there.
So 4th and 11. Checking in Ethan Bishop. The lead receiver of the team. Harrison Eckel has checked out.
This
33 feet is all they need.
Could be for the game right here, Jonathan.
We'll find out. Sam Asbell on homecoming. Sends a man in motion. Looks downfield. Is in trouble! And thrown down by Jonah Bronger!
Bishop throwing the sideline again. That's going to be way out of bounds, almost onto the track. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Bishop, he's got Parks behind him. He's Screen out to the left to Bryce Durham, and Johnson Sparks trying to tackle up high, and Wyatt Blades finishes them off about the 27-yard line. 9-yard pickup. Third and 1 at Noblesville's 27. Let's see what kind of tricks they've got up their sleeve. They tried to switch a formation a couple times and got a first down out of it. And that's going to be a no gain by Malachi Parks. Noblesville's defense holding there. That'll be a no gain by Parks. Fourth down and 1. Fourth and 1 at the Noblesville 27. And they're trying to get Noblesville to flinch, and they're not gonna, I don't think that's gonna work again. Bishop hands it off. Mickle, no gain. Looks like they give him no gain on the play.
Craig, the Millers need to grind this ball down the field.
That's the second time and about the same spot that Franklin Central has turned the ball over this half, once in the third quarter at the 30 of Noblesville and this time at the 27. So Noblesville, yes, you're right, they need to grind out the next 4:12 on the clock and secure this win. Hand off, Blevins. Might have got a yard.
It's a tough yard, though.
Looks like Blevins comes out. Eddie will check in to the Miller backfield. Jenick fights his way up to the 30 for about a 3-yard pickup. Third down and 7 at the 31. Three minutes exactly on the fourth quarter clock. Third and 7 at their own 31. Gremmel trying to use all of this play clock as he's got it under 10 under center. And we're going to have a timeout. Noblesville.
Yes. Community Health is Central Indiana's leader in providing health care services where and when patients need it. With any questions, you can contact Community Health at 317-355-7775.
Carmel's tied it up 24-all, Perry, at North Central.
Woo! Well, we knew that was going to be a good ball game.
And a disappointing loss at Bishop Chichard tonight down in the Broad Ripple area. Huron Catholic, I guess, was driving late. They come up short. Chichard wins at 21-13.
That's a big game over there with Chittard, Huron Catholic, all this.
Final from Avon. Fishers loses 33-0 to the Avon Orioles.
Not really sure what happened there in Fisher's network. It just kind of went wild.
Yeah, we've seen the FSN logo for quite a while. Third down and 7 coming out of the timeout at their own 31. Barrett in motion. Fakes the handoff. Gremmel runs it himself across the 35, now 40, up to the 44 where he's dragged down. They'll mark him at the 45 for a 14-yard pickup and a Miller first down. There's a replay. Look at this running room Gremmel's got.
Yeah.
With that lengthy 6'3" figure, he's got. I mean, he can take bigger strides. and find room through the middle like he did for a 14-yard pickup and a first down, 2.5 minutes and rolling. Gremmel hands off to Jenick. Jenick trying to find room, but he's tripped up. Looks like that's number 31 of the flashes. That's Nate Tallhelm.
Tallhelm kind of got him on the shoestrings there. There wasn't much Eddie could do.
Well, right around 2 minutes on the clock. Clock is stopped, it looks like. Do we have a timeout called or? Clock now rolling, 1:50 and counting, as Noblesville looking to notch their third win of the season and move to 3-1 in conference play. Gremmel hands it off. Luke Blevins on the carry across midfield. They're right up near. Picks up 4 yards. Flashes burn a timeout.
Churchill and Antrim, attorneys at law, since the establishment of Church, Hiddle and Antrim in 1880, our neighbors, community leaders, businesses, and school districts have placed their trust in us to solve their most challenging legal issues. We have a rich history in helping our clients when they need us the most. Give them a call at 317-773-2190. Smith's Jewelers has been serving Hamilton County, including Noblesville, Fishers, and Westwood and Carmel for over 65 years. Many jewelry stores have come and gone, yet Smith's remains. If one were to ask how and why, the answer would be our outstanding jewelry selection and customer service. The knowledgeable staff at Smith's Jewelers is eager to give our customers a memorable and positive experience. You can contact them at 317-773-3383.
Huge win tonight for Sheridan as they're still playing. They're up 66-13 over Taylor. 6 minutes left. Jenick on the carry. Gets down to about the 47, so a 3-yard pickup by Eddie.
So Bud Wright gets another one, huh?
Just keeps raising that total, the all-time leaders list.
Yeah.
1:10 and counting. It's 4th down and 3. And looks like Joe Hillman will come in there. Replace, nope, actually not. Yep, he will. Replace Barrett. He'll be in there as a fullback. Now we're under a minute left here in the ball game. Gremmel. Timeout called by the Millers. Their final timeout. Franklin Central does not have a timeout left. Oh, nope, delay a game. So just mark them back 5 yards and give Knight a little bit more room to boot. Final over in Brownsburg. Brownsburg 30, Westfield 28.
Wow. The people are coming close to Brownsburg, but they just can't get them. Another good punt.
Mickle back there returns the punt from the 9. Up the sideline he goes and knocked out of bounds right around the 35. They're going to overtime in the Mick Conference. North Central and Carmel, 24 apiece. Just 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Fans will be back here next week at Beaver Materials Field in Week 7 action as Hamilton Southeastern comes calling in Hoosier Crossroads Conference play to meet up with Noblesville.
And unless something amazing happens in this ball game, both those teams will be coming in 3-3.
Yep, they'll both be 3-3, and
hungry
hungry for another. Looks like across the way there's a Franklin Central player down on the field, or actually on the sideline, right there on the white.
Yeah, I see that.
Hopefully he's all right.
Craig, it's been a very exciting evening and beautiful weather. You know, we had so many hot days this week, and then it got. Then we thought we were going to have a lot of rain today, and that didn't happen. And we had a beautiful night.
Yeah, and we, you know, I believe it's supposed to be around 65 or 66 tomorrow. So, you know, people are going to start making some chili and
get the jackets out,
getting the fall jackets out, and we'll be going having a little bonfire with some friends tomorrow night for a little while.
Yeah,
tomorrow evening.
Craig, it's been great broadcasting with you tonight.
Oh, you bet. You as well. You as well. We got the honor of Bishop back to pass, and that ball is caught. Bryce Durham.
Just pass.
11-yard pickup by Durham on the play. Durham's 4th catch of the night, which is 32 yards, only 8 yards per catch. Bishop scrambles. He's going to run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 14 seconds left. So pick up. That was a tough 6 yards by Dylan Bishop. Just 14 ticks left.
Especially when he used about 10 seconds.
Another Franklin Central player down, injured.
Tough night with injuries.
Yeah. I'll thank our sponsors one final time before we take off. Logan Street Signs and Banners, Noblesville Trophies, Community Health Network, Church, Hiddle and Antrim, Smith's Jewelers, and HCTVcalendars.com. And I think those sponsors enough. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do this.
No, we wouldn't have all this fun, right?
That's right.
You know, we got to thank Will and Lucas for doing a great job. And, of course, our amazing boss, Jim Wofford, back in the studios doing some great things back there and just pushing the envelope to make us better and better and one of the top sports broadcasting networks on TV. So we're proud to do that.
Yeah, and he puts together Game Day, which tonight featured the Covenant Christian Heritage Christian matchup from Indiana SRN, Indiana Champions High School Athletic Association Champions Network, broadcast of Whiteland at Martinsville as the injured Franklin Central player makes his way out the field. I think that was number 3 for the Flashes. They've got, looks like probably a couple final plays possibly. And they also had the Fisher Sports Network with Avon and Fishers tonight
And we want to
Bishop.
thank the fans for all that, you know, watching us and tuning in and watching us and making us a successful network.
3rd down and 5, 9.5 seconds left. Bishop could possibly get 2 more, or this play and 1 more, depending on what happens here. He's back to pass. Flushed out right, and he's going to run. 50, 45, and taken down inbounds, but gets the 1st down. Tough 5 yards there, and that's going to, as soon as the chains get reset, going to take the clock down to 0s. And that'll be our final score here on homecoming night at Noblesville. Noblesville 10, Franklin Central 0, as the Millers post a goose egg tonight on homecoming. And a hard-fought battle defensively, and they found Jack Knight.
Yeah.
Made himself, you know, he made himself the hero tonight. He accounted for all 10 points tonight. A field goal in the 1st quarter to make it 3-0, and then to open up the 2nd half. Strange turn of events on the opening kickoff.
Absolutely.
Parks gets popped for